broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with total game fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total game fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
Fuel surcharges are the current fad. They're popping up everywhere due to the Iran situation, but are they legal? Is it okay to add a surcharge to a ticket after it's already been purchased? We took a close look at the airline's contract of carriage, which is basically their contract with you. When you buy a ticket, you agree to the contract of carriage. In those contracts is wording that gives the airlines that right to raise fare and to add surcharges. It appears those surcharges can be added retroactively, but fortunately, most carriers prefer just to raise prices. The Iran situation is being absorbed by modest fare increases and a hike in baggage fees. So yes, they can raise prices and add surcharges. My wisdom, if you're considering buying a ticket and traveling sometime in the next few months, you might do your airfare homework now.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler. Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Well,
that got off to
I'm still recovering.
Well, I guess it ended their show, and we start our show on a very positive note.
Genuinely, I have not laughed that hard. I can't tell you how long.
But it's like off of an awful subject.
No, it's horrible. But it was so unexpected. Like, my coping mechanism for sadness and things that are super serious is to laugh. Like, that's just what I do.
We
and
did
Jason
that
makes
last
it work.
week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I just laugh.
Right.
And Jason makes it worse because Jason looks at me because he knows I'm going to laugh.
Yep.
Boy.
He does.
If you missed Crosstalk this morning with Dave and Jason, myself and Kayla.
Yeah.
Well, Kayla explained why the trip was good, but got off to a weird start, let's say.
The vibe was off.
I'm scared to ask you about more of the trip because I just don't know. I don't know where it's going to go, but you're back.
I'm back.
Kayla Anderson back in the building.
Whether you like it or not, I got home told on X last night from a listener to go back where I came from. They did it.
Where is that? Seattle or Tennessee?
I'm from a lot of places.
I was going to say, pick one.
Yeah, and I said, oh, sorry, I'm here. Here to stay, bud.
Who said go back where you came from?
I don't know. Someone who clearly, just was having a bad day.
She found my Kevin Durant burner. That's just me. Get out of here.
Having a bad day. What he doesn't realize, I've been a lot of places, been called a lot of things. But,
well,
I ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere. Well, we have to not catch you up on a lot of things because I know you've been keeping tabs with everything that's been going down.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on Doug Christie sticking around, your thoughts on all the exit interview stuff. I mean, yesterday's show was just exit interview central, right? Player after player after player reacting to a lot of stuff. I know you've gone back and listened to the exit interviews between when they happened and today, so you're already you've got them fresh in your mind. But there are a few that I'm going to play for you in a little bit just to get your reaction to them, because my reaction in real time was, especially with what Zach LaVine had to say was interesting. So I'm curious your
and
thoughts.
This was shorter too. He didn't talk a real long time.
Yeah,
I feel like, compared to some of the other guys.
Russ and Keegan, I think, were the longest, and that's surprising for Keegan. But Keegan went into detail about.
Well, Maxime was technically the longest.
Yeah, Max is very well spoken too, and he takes his time.
His was like 17 minutes long.
His was really long. I was like,
Max.
oh my gosh, Max keeps going, and I keep getting pop-up ads that I had to wait and then skip through. I was like, but I wanted to see the whole interview.
I was just surprised with how much Keegan spoke. Like because Keegan's not a natural talk, although he's getting more comfortable with it. But I mean, there was a lot to talk about with Keegan from this season and how this season went. You can tell with Keegan, it was like as much as he's capable of showing frustration, he was just like, man, this season sucks.
And he's still kind of recovering from the ankle stuff.
So we'll get your thoughts on some of the biggest sound bites from yesterday's exit interviews. We have nothing from the Kings today. However, I do believe tomorrow, although I haven't seen anything official yet, but I believe we will be hearing from Scott Perry and Doug Christie separately tomorrow.
Are these usually, real quick question, are these usually back-to-back days that they have exit interviews with players and then coach management?
They definitely normally do players on their own day because it's such a long day. Yeah. Like there's just so many of them. And not every player spoke, right? Like we didn't hear from Doug McDermott. We didn't hear from Devin Carter. We didn't hear from
Drew Eubanks.
Killian
Hayes.
So it's definitely not decade. And it was weird. Like being there, being in the building. But our media did a fantastic job asking great questions, and I thought all the players did a fantastic job handling the questions about what was a very difficult year. So we'll dive into that, of course, today. We're going to hear from both Neat Clifford and Dylan Cardwell for the first time because their exit interviews happened during the Drive Guys. So we'll hear what they had to say. Dylan Cardwell was having a great time last night in the Golden One Center. He had a Sacramento Kings WWE belt and was sitting ringside for WWE Raw in Sacramento last night. Did not get the chance to get out to that. It's WrestleMania week, my friends, and now that Kayla's back, that means at the end of the week. Friday?
Yes.
Friday, we got a WrestleMania game for Kayla and Kyle, who have very limited knowledge. That's because some of, like, you've seen some of these people at least before, and it's impossible to miss them now. It's all over ESPN because ESPN carries everything now.
I know that who's the guy with the white hair that's now he's kind of going head to head with Pat.
Cody Rhodes.
So Cody Rhodes was on Real World like back in the day.
Okay.
And like I believe he was like way back in the day before he even became a wrestler. That's how I knew him.
I'm still figuring out how I'm going to format this game, but it's going to be based off of like the whole purpose of the game is going to be you guys are picking the winners and losers of the matches based completely off of the unknowns and like judging a book by its cover, basically. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see how right you guys end up being, and we'll have some fun with it. I'm looking forward to your guys' WrestleMania predictions on Friday, as WrestleMania is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Like I said, we'll get Kayla's thoughts on the Kings keeping Doug Christie. The three of us together are going to work together at 1 o'clock to put together our show NBA awards. So as a show, we'll give our MVP, our Defensive Player of the Year, our all NBA first team, and all defensive first team. We're not going to go beyond that because it just gets too far in the weeds. Yep. Our Coach of the Year, Most Improved Player, Rookie of the Year, Rookie Team. We'll do that as a show coming up at 1 o'clock. At noon, during our lunch break, I think this is going to be a fun topic of conversation for the listeners to get involved in as well. And you can call into the show, be a part of the show at any time today, 916-339-1140. You can call or text that number. And feel free, if you're on the YouTube chat or in the YouTube chat, to be involved in the show that way as well. This is based off of one of Carmichael Dave's predictions from at the very beginning of the season. Jason Ross, Dave, and Chris Verlaud did their predictions for the season. They put it in a sealed envelope. Okay. And one of Dave's predictions was we will feel better at the end compared to the beginning. So
at the beginning before the season started?
So when the season, from where the season started to where the season ended, we will feel better. Ooh. So we're going to explore, do we feel better about the Sacramento Kings now than we did then? Okay. We'll explore that as a show because I think it's a compelling conversation based off of where the franchise is at after what was the second worst season in franchise or Sacramento era history, Kayla, 22-60.
And at some point, it seemed like it could be the worst.
You know, you're flirting with it for a while. Then they just started winning games.
They did.
They started winning games. Plus, we'll give an update on the lottery odds situation. Kayla, we don't have to worry about it anymore. You should have seen Alan Stiles yesterday.
I don't even want to know. Is he good?
He's fine. Alan Stiles,
therapy?
He was like on cloud 9 because he was just giddy with excitement that the season was over and he didn't have to worry about this hybrid rebuild nonsense and all this stuff anymore. Well, he brewed this coffee strong yesterday. Let's just say that. So you'll get a bit of Alan today, and I'm sure you get to experience that.
What's it called? Styles?
Shot of Styles.
Yeah.
Shot of Styles is what he does.
Style espresso.
Okay, so two things we have to do, though, before we actually get the show started. Number one is I want to hear a little bit more just about your trip and everything like that you are willing and can share.
Not the dog thing.
But not the dog thing, although it was not funny at all. But you... unfortunately, Kayla, like you have to take responsibility for something that had nothing to do with you, but on this show you have to take responsibility for it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Did you see what happened to your beloved Ichiro's statue when it was unveiled?
No.
No? You didn't see this?
No.
You really were on vacation.
Yes.
Good for you.
I have shut off a lot of stuff when I was on vacation.
So the Seattle Mariners built a statue of the amazing legend that is Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro.
So Ken Griffey Jr. unveiled the statue for Ichiro.
Fitting.
So there's a tarp on it, and they do the unveil. And 3, 2, 1, they pull the tarp off, and the bat. So it's Ichiro's doing his famous like bat out hand here. Is famous before every swing. His little The bat is snapped and hanging by a thread.
I'm sorry, wait.
You have to look up this video.
Did Griffey break it with the unveil, or did someone get in and vandalize it?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
So it's like an attachment. So it just kind of like popped off when they pulled the tarp down, and then they screwed it back on pretty quickly.
Yeah, so they fixed it really, really quickly, and Ichiro was a great sport about it.
Yeah, he's great.
And the Mariners, I'll show you what the Mariners did to kind of make it fun, because it was before their game. So sorry, radio audience, I'm showing the unveil to Kayla so she can see.
On X, I'm sure.
So here's the unveil, and look at the bat.
Oh my goodness!
The bat is broken. Ichiro's laughing over here.
Look at Ken Griffey.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s laughing over here.
This is great. Honestly, that's actually really funny.
So that was before a game that evening.
Yeah.
And that game, they were doing a giveaway of everybody gets their own little custom tiny Ichiro statue.
Which is very
So
cool.
the Mariners, listen, when something embarrassing happens, you have two choices. You can either hide from it, or you can just lean into it.
I agree.
And the Mariners very much leaned into
Let's
it
go.
and said, here's what you're getting when you come to the ball.
I freaking love it.
I
love it.
They
I think
snapped
that's
the
great.
bat.
Well done, Ems.
However,
Also, they've won 4 in a row since then.
They have.
There we go. Their own mat here.
So
They got
by
their
the
own
time, it's a little bit different. By the time the game, fans arrived for the actual game, though, because they unveiled the statue in the morning, the game was in the afternoon or evening.
Yeah.
The statue was fixed. So by the time fans showed up, they fixed it and everything like that, but the unveil was hilarious.
That's great.
I'm just warning you, Whitey or Alan might have something to say to you about it.
That's totally
so
fine.
So just get ready.
What I think you've learned about me, at least you guys on the show and those that listen to the show, is I am not going to take life too seriously. I think, we all go through life in different ways, and some parts of my life I took way too seriously, and I'm just at heart a really fun, lighthearted, don't try to make too much of a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I love that, because I'd rather have seen that than been all up in arms and, oh my goodness. And just the fact that you saw Ken Griffey Jr. just laughing.
He's dying laughing.
And then Ichiro just like having fun with it. And then the Mariners poked fun at themselves. That's totally up my alley.
Because Ichiro's one of the nicest, just people, period.
He really
right?
is.
So it's not like, I'm sure the Mariners were embarrassed. I'm sure the sculptor was embarrassed and whatever.
Yeah.
But of all the people for that to happen to, probably the person that might handle it better than any athlete on the planet for being a legend is Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, all right.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's not as bad as though when Dwayne Wade was revealed, and I was like, who is that?
That thing.
What is that statue?
That amoeba.
Dwayne Wade had the right to be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who is this? This is not Dwayne Wade.
This is a very dangerous exercise. Who in terms of athletes, if they were to have a statue like unveiled about them and it was not good, who do you think would throw like the biggest like fit about it?
Honestly, I kind of think LeBron would.
You think Braun would?
I kind of.
Well, he's getting
LeBron
a statue
would.
in. Well, he's getting a statue in Cleveland.
He might get one in Miami.
He's kind of being a little bit of an old man lately because the whole thing about Memphis and stuff, and then he doubled back on it.
Yeah.
Like, I could definitely see him if it does not look like Braun. He would be like, ugh.
What would it be that would like tick him off?
Oh, like the hairline?
I was gonna say the headband is up at the top of his head.
Something.
Oh.
Something.
Don't do that to Braun.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's a statue you can't kind of get wrong, it's probably LeBron James's, especially if you're doing it in Cleveland.
I would think so.
Just don't get that one wrong.
Just don't get it wrong.
In fairness, I think Dwayne Wade did like his statue. Like, he worked on making the statue look that way. It's just everyone else roasts it.
Dwayne Wade wanted the statue
yes,
to
Dwayne
look
Wade
like
wanted
that?
the statue to look like that.
But why?
I don't know.
Because Dwayne hates himself?
Is it
I don't know.
like a Pablo Picasso kind of thing?
Well, because he's supposed to be doing like I just dunked on you face, but it looks like a help me, help me.
But you also can't tell it's him.
It did look like it was from some sort of a movie from like the Loch Ness Monster.
It looks like. Did you ever see the scary movie House of Wax?
Oh, actually, I really like that movie.
Really?
The House of Wax. I just love seeing all those wax
Isn't
figures.
Pamela Anderson in that movie?
Yeah, but I used to watch horror movies like every Friday night when I was growing up.
It looks like House of Wax, but one of them's like melting. It looks like someone made a wax statue
cool
of
looking.
Dwayne Wade, sprayed it with bronze spray
That's
paint,
what it
and now
looks
it's
like.
just hey.
That's what it looks like.
So it has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, and you can watch it for free on Tubi.
Hell yeah. Shout out Tubi.
That's really fun.
Also, I think it's Paris Hilton who's in this movie.
Oh,
It's Paris Hilton. There we go.
Yeah, those are different people.
Oh,
Matt.
by the way, watched the whole. Didn't get to go to Coachella. Never been, by the way. But if I was ever going to go, it would have been this year. Because Bieber performed.
But did you see
I watched
how
the whole set?
Did you? So you saw how he did his set.
Do not come at me if you don't like what he did.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't anybody like it?
A lot of people were critical.
Why? Because it seemed cheap.
Why? Because he had fun and he was himself for once in his career, and he scrolled on YouTube and had fun with it.
Well,
and
apparently
showed
he
his
did that.
authentic self.
He did that so that his label couldn't do anything about it.
Good.
Like, basically, if there's a loophole, this is what the internet says.
'Cause
I have no
I
idea if the
loved
internet's
it.
true or not. Like, if he performed all of his songs with a live band or whatever,
He would have to get
permission, and
Of course.
and then they would get a chunk
Of
or whatever.
course.
But by just playing his old songs
Good
off
for
of
him.
YouTube and basically karaokeing his own music, he loopholed.
I loved it.
Wait, what did he do?
So his entire set at Coachella.
It wasn't the entire set.
Well, sorry,
it was the middle part of
the
his
middle
set.
part of his set when he's doing his classic songs, right? So that his old songs like "Sorry" and like some of his older music from like
Beauty
early
and the
2000s.
Beat.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beat.
That's owned by the label.
Yeah, so he has a laptop on stage that's connected internet to the
really
entire
fun.
stage. And he
Really fun.
looks up the YouTube videos of his songs, plays it, and sings over it.
And then he also did like the D's, you know what video. He would just play some random video.
just playing whatever.
And laugh, all the crowd.
Like random
it was
2010s
really
humor.
It was
really funny.
For our generation, it was like hang out with Justin Bieber
was
on
cool.
YouTube. And Justin Bieber, of course, got big on YouTube. So it kind of was
and he
fitting.
sang with himself when he was really young. He put a video when he was 12 or 13, and he sang with that song. It was cool.
So wait, so they put the instrumentals up?
No,
or
he
just
sang over his own voice.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So and that worked for a loophole. Was just
I guess so.
Yep.
Okay.
This is according to the internet. I don't know. They could be wrong, and I could be getting hoodwinked.
No,
but
that's
everybody was saying he did it so that he could avoid. He could sing songs and avoid giving money to, I guess, the old label that he don't F with anymore. I don't know.
And people paid thousands of dollars to attend this in person.
Well, people paid thousands of dollars to attend the entire
Coachella.
and he was just one of the
By
main
the
events
way,
for the first time, right? That was the first time he's ever been at Coachella.
in it, and he opened up with some of the music from his new Swag album and closed with some of that, and then in middle he sang plenty songs.
Yeah.
This was just one little snippet. It was the one little snippet that he went back, way far back.
Yeah, to
and
his
sung
old
some of
stuff,
those
the
songs.
stuff
That's
that
the only
his
thing.
OG stuff that everybody fell in love with him
I
with.
thought it was great.
The stuff from when he was a literal child and he doesn't own the rights to.
There was I think when he did Beauty and the Beat, because I saw an Instagram clip of this, he started singing it, and he started singing it in his like deep current voice.
Yeah,
and then he
you're
heard
right.
the crowd vibing with it, and then he immediately went back
Changed
to
it.
like he's 16-year-old Bieber again. I was
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah. So sorry to take it down a loophole,
No,
but
hot
I
take.
just think he's a great vocalist. Honestly, I think he's a great vocalist.
Hot take
So-
from Matt George here, and I know I'm gonna get flamed for it. I like Justin Bieber's
Yeah.
music. I think
Sorry.
Justin Bieber's
Good.
music is great. I've always liked Justin
Matt, it's
Bieber's
2026. Everyone loves Justin Bieber's music.
music. Is that true?
Yeah, there's not really very many Bieber haters
I
anymore.
loved him from
Like when he was a kid, it was kind of like a whole thing of like you love him or you hate him because like old
Really?
people would shake their fists. Now everyone loves Justin
Oh,
Bieber.
I think Justin Bieber's music's always been good. Fantastic.
Same here.
Yeah, I've never been to Coachella. I've never been to music festivals like that. I'm not really a concert person, although I'd like to go.
I'm actually not either, but again, I'd go see certain people.
My wife went deep down the rabbit hole of Coachella outfits.
Oh yeah, I do
which
that
is
all the time.
basically people not wearing clothing.
Yeah,
It's like,
it pops up on my feed every time this year.
Crazy.
Where it's like, oh gosh.
And then you get the horror stories of like there was somebody they were taking the bus from Coachella back to like the hotel.
Palm Springs,
and
usually.
the lines for the bus were so crazy. Like he got into the line at 1 a.m. and actually boarded the bus at 3.
Sounds about
and
right.
got back to his hotel at 4. I was like, and then what? The first set is at noon the next day? Like what the hell?
That's why everyone who goes there, they're very young. Very young.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing now is that young people are just becoming the 30-somethings that are still going to Coachella. Like young people do still go, but now you have like multiple generations because it's been around for so long.
Right. It's like, hey, give me a VIP ticket. I'm there.
Yeah, I'd go. I wouldn't pay for it, but I'd go.
We should get a show to go there.
Heck yeah. Make it a show retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else happen fun from your LA trip?
Well, again, when you go, I know, like being in the sports world, it's hard to get away because you really can't 100% get away. You got to listen to some stuff.
Sure.
And with the Kings closing up their season,
Right.
I did pay attention to a little bit that was going on over the weekend. Obviously saw the Doug Christie news.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the downtime I had, which there were naps that were had, obviously, over the weekend.
Yep.
I was the one catching up on sports stuff, and my friends think I'm crazy that I'm doing this on the weekend. But again, I got to still maintain.
Addicted to the grind.
And maintain my job. So, but no, it was fun. Really, it's just fun there. Sometimes the food there is incredible. There's so many different cool restaurants. We went to a sushi and steakhouse all in one night. So that just goes to show.
Wow.
That was her birthday. That was
Okay.
her birthday
Ballin'
experience.
over there.
So, yeah. So that was fun.
All right.
It's a good weekend.
Can
Good
I
to
get
be back, though.
Can I get your reaction to some of the things that we heard on the show yesterday during exit interviews?
Let's do it.
So this was probably the biggest quote that stood out to me from the day. And it's walking a fine line because I think it can be interpreted as a shot at Doug Christie. I do not think that's what Zach LaVine intended from this, but there's certainly stuff in here that he wasn't afraid to actually speak up and say some things. A lot of players were asked the same question that he was asked, which is essentially like, what needs to be different, what needs to be better. And most of them just didn't want to answer it because, hey, it's not my place. I'm not trying to get... Zach answered the question.
Yeah.
And he gave a good answer, but also an answer that I'm not going to say is going to get you in trouble, but certainly is going to have people talking. Here is Zach LaVine on his thoughts on this year and what can be done better.
Yeah, I think we could do a lot better job with, having a rhythm out there and figuring out the right, rotations and lineups. And, it's a season where, it was a lot of mismatch stuff, and it wasn't anybody's fault that we weren't even able to have our full roster. And I know that's tough, being able to, you just have to, you're almost playing patchwork. You're not playing with a full deck, but that's no one else really cares about that. But for me, just trying to figure out, put each other in the best situation to be, successful. Everyone wants to be the best version of themselves. You take a little bit away from the team, obviously, for, you try to be as unselfish as you can so everyone else can stand out, but you want to make sure that you're playing a role and playing in a situation where you're able to do the best you can.
So what do you make of those comments when you heard them?
So it's hard because, like, Zach, in terms of starting the season and when he was healthy, he was good for that little stretch, right? He was averaging like 30 points or something crazy
I think
like
he scored
that.
30 in like 3 of the first 4 games or something like that.
And so it's like for him, it was going really well out of the gate. And then he kind of started to really like slide in terms of numbers, and then he got hurt. And I feel like, you know, obviously getting hurt is not his fault, but the number slide happened before then. And I feel like in a way he's talking about that time between there, that all kind of happened. And I do believe that's also the time where things really started to kind of tear at the seams. And so I don't take it as a direct shot at anyone in particular. I just take it as a, look, things fell apart rather early with things.
Yeah.
And then it was just trying to make it somewhat work with the patchwork conversation that he had briefly about that. I did not take it as like Doug Christie was just a bad coach and he didn't put us in the right lineups. And I didn't take it like that. But I did sense like there was really frustration for him for most of the season, and it started right when he saw his numbers start to decline, because it never got normal for Zach after that.
Yeah, it's not, like you said, it's not nearly as extreme as like Doug Christie didn't do a good job with rotations or anything like that. That's not what he's saying. And you can even tell he said what he said about the rotations, and then he made sure to not necessarily back up, but just go, the injuries, patchwork, it's nobody's fault. He kind of softened the blow in that sense. So here are the first 6 games of the season for Zach LaVine, Kayla. 30 points, 31 points, 32 points, 23 points, 30 points, 31 points. That final 31-point performance was November 1st. Zach didn't score 30 again until he scored 34 on November 28th. And he only scored 33 more times the rest of the season. Well, he scored 42 in one of them. But he had 4 or 5 of the first 6 games with 30+. And then he scored 33 more times, or 30+ 3 more times the rest of the season. So he got off to a really, really hot start. And what I interpreted Zach LaVine's comments there are essentially him saying, like, I don't feel I was necessarily fully used properly. And I don't know if everybody on this roster was fully used properly. We want to make sure everybody gets touches. But how much were we talking about early in the season? Your turn, my turn offense, where it's like, if Zach's not cooking, okay, Zach gets a possession, then DeMar gets a possession, then Russ gets a possession. That's how it felt for the first couple months of the season. And while some fans, and I've seen them, are reacting natively or rolling their eyes to Zach saying these things, because, like, dude, look in the mirror, brother. Like, you're part of the issue too. It's not like you're perfect by any means. I think we can all agree that even those of us who are fans of the Kings bringing Doug Christie back, which you and I are, and we'll get your thoughts more on that a little bit later in the show. Yeah, Doug probably could have utilized the talent on this roster better. I think everybody could have utilized the talent on this roster better.
Do you? So that brings me to a real quick question about another thing that I believe Malik Monk said. And we spoke about this briefly before the show. Does that have anything to do with maybe something that Malik said about Doug Christie's growth as a coach and how he then started to come to them and listen to them and to, you know, I think it was like a particular bite about, you know, Doug grew as a coach. He would start to come to us more and listen to us. That was like the little snippet. And it maybe makes me think, too, there was a growth period at the beginning for Doug as well with all these veterans.
Well, there definitely was.
And trying to make everyone happy with the logjam that was happening and trying to figure out how to do it, maybe to come to players directly. Maybe that wasn't happening at first. Again, this is all being skeptical because I don't know. But I'm trying to kind of put together the pieces with what Zach said.
I wonder if it was trying to incorporate too many people versus playing to what our strength was. But then, like, this season's so weird. That's why I can't judge whether or not Doug Christie is a head coach or not based off this season, because this season was like 3 freaking seasons in one with all the injuries and all the approaches. It was just a weird season. So, but you might be onto something there. We'll take the break. When we come back, I want to get your thoughts on what Russ said about coming back if he's wanted. On DeRozan saying that this season was actually harder than last season, which kind of caught me by surprise. Plus, we'll hear from Nick Clifford and Dylan Cardwell, who we haven't heard from yet. We're just getting started. Kayla's back on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings prime for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch, no gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Spring is here, and warmer days are right around the corner. Before the heat hits, call Brower Mechanical. Right now, when you purchase a new high-efficiency AC system, you can choose a water heater or a whole house fan for just $1. Or get your AC professionally tuned up for just $89. Don't wait until your system breaks down during the heat. Brower Mechanical, where quality meets comfort. 916-352-3113. Residential and commercial HVAC sales and service. License number 1081055.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Now through May 3rd at Big O Tires. Get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Book your appointment online today. Disposal fees extra, not covered with other offers. See your locally owned Big O dealer for pricing.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sorry. Uh-oh, I just got a carrot on the mic.
You spit carrot on the mic. One day back, you're already just destroying things.
I know. I'm sure Brian was glad that I was gone.
They fixed the mic at least.
They did.
I know. I love having control of the mic again. That was scary sometimes.
Kayla Anderson is back in the building. She had a nice extended weekend, let's call it, down in La La Land in LA with some friends. Happy to have her back. Shout out to Kyle for working with me. Also, we had Brendan Nunez and Chris Watkins helping us out last week in the time that Kayla was gone. So shout out to everybody. That Chris Watkins.
Yeah, y'all held it down.
Shout out to everybody for all their help. Yesterday, though, it was the Sacramento Kings that basically held things down because we had exit interviews all day long, and I just got to basically react to everything, including the news about the Kings committing to Doug Christie. I've shared my thoughts on that. I'm sure I'll rehash some of them, but we're going to get Kayla's thoughts on that coming up at 11 o'clock. I'm very curious to hear what Kayla had to say and what her reaction was to the news that we heard before the last game of the season in Portland. That the Kings were committing to Doug Christie, at least going into next season. We just got Kayla's thoughts on Zach LaVine's comments from yesterday about like what could have been done better, right? But there were, from the other veterans, there were also some interesting comments. Of course, Russ's future is up in the air. It's very clear with both Russ and DeMar, they want to continue playing basketball, right? And with Russ specifically, the idea of where he's going to play next, all that matters to him, or what matters most to him, is going to a place where he is wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great for me here. If I'm welcome back, then I'll be back. But that's not up to me. It's kind of how it's been for me the last couple summers and seasons, unfortunately. But kind of see what happens at that point.
He also said here,
yeah, I wouldn't mind coming back. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm always anywhere I'm wanted. I'm there. You know, I want to be able to be helpful, be productive, but also I understand it's a business. I've been around a long time, so I understand a lot of different moving variables for that, and that's out of my control. My job is to be ready, be prepared, you know, and be ready to go.
So Russ would be happy to come back if he's wanted. So now one of the million questions this summer includes, do the Sacramento Kings want him back?
I know. I add it to the list of Scott Perry's long list. It's like Santa's list, right?
This summer's going to be exciting
Yeah.
and potentially terrifying.
Exactly. And so what I took from Russ, and first of all, again, you guys know my thoughts on Russ. And with the whole thing that happened earlier this year, look, I feel like that got worked out.
It very much did.
Russ is a very straightforward. He has earned a lot in his career, right? He's done a lot. He's learned a lot. And I think he's also going to be the first to admit it's not that easy, like he said, to just go somewhere and then be guaranteed you're going to win a championship, let alone a playoff game. Like, he knows better than anybody at this point of his career. Like, that's hard to predict. And again, that team has to want you and has to have a need for you. So I think I'm just more like, okay, cool. At least he's admitting at this point of his career, he still thinks he can play basketball, and he has every right to do it. Until he feels like his body's or his mind's saying, I don't want to play hoops anymore, he has the right to, play basketball. That's what he loves to do. The biggest question now is, like you said, will he be here doing it? And how will that affect the roster? What if they do fall to a certain point where they just get like a point guard? Like, is he there with the point guard of the future? Because the point guard of the future is probably going to be, you would think, would be starting, or hopefully would be at some point in the year. So I'm still torn on what to think about Russ and if I feel like it would be necessary to have him back. But here's the thing, guys. Who's the point guards on the roster?
Another big question to answer.
That's the question. So if he's affordable and he's already been here and he's a team player and he's worked with the youth, would you bring him back? I feel like the Kings might.
A little less than 2 months ago, I said on this show that I did not want Russell Westbrook to return. And there are still reasons why I feel that way based off of the direction that I think the Sacramento Kings are in. But based on how the last month went, even if they were winning games that people like myself were like, no, damn it, stop.
What are you doing?
Russ was a massive part of the momentum that the Sacramento Kings built for themselves going into this offseason that's giving us optimism for the future going forward. And again, at noon, we'll talk about if we feel the Sacramento Kings, or if we feel better about the Sacramento Kings at the end of the season compared to at the start of the season. We'll explore that a little bit because I think Russ plays a massive part in that answer. I think Russell Westbrook will have a job in the NBA next year. I don't believe that it'll take as long for him to get that job. I think he'll be on a roster in a training camp. I think the bigger question with Russell Westbrook is it a rebuilding, developing team, or is it a contending playoff team? Because I think a lot of people, just taking the pulse of the NBA landscape on social media outside of Sacramento, a lot of the feelings about Russell Westbrook are, he can still play, and he can he's well respected around the league. But is he a contributor to a team that's actually got high level winning on the mind? And I don't intend that as a shot at all. That's part of the conversation. And I think we'll see based off of what interest that he has. And you could even plug DeMar DeRozan into the same conversation because DeMar's looking at the same thing.
He absolutely is.
Where can I go that I can play meaningful basketball?
What? I mean, technically,
he's under contract.
More.
Only $10 million is guaranteed.
Yes.
It becomes $25 million, which is the full amount. It becomes that in January. But Kyle and I talked about this yesterday. Dragging this sucker out until January, I think it would be a terrible decision for the Kings and not fair to DeMar. Make a decision, either trade him this summer or waive him, pay out the $10 million, and let him find somewhere else to go. That's what I think. The writing is on the wall for me there. It's the right thing to do for DeMar. It's the right thing to do for the Kings financially.
Right.
So
I don't think that, and again, this is just my opinion. I don't think that both of them are back.
DeMar and Russ. I agree with you. Yeah. I think it would be it would be bad, but what are we doing? What are we doing if both of them are back? So that's one of the many things that Scott Perry has to handle this summer. Last season, the Kings won 40 games. They were 40-42. Then they got obliterated in the play-in game of the Dallas Mavericks, who won the draft lottery and got Cooper Flagg. That season, DeMar had said in his exit interviews after that season, he had said he never experienced anything like this in his career.
Sure. Didn't he say it was what did he call it?
At the start in training camp, he called it an S show.
There we go.
He said this last season was an S show.
Mm-hmm.
Said it twice.
Yeah, yes. Said it very loudly and proudly.
Making it clear.
Thinking about that in the context of everything that happened last season and DeMar calling it an S show, I was a little surprised when he said that this season was harder.
It's tough, man. You know, so many guys out. We started out the season without a key guy. Another key guy dropped. You know, it was like thing after thing after thing, trying to make adjustments in the midst of, you know, feeling like you sinking in a deep hole by losing, you know, games, frustration, you know, so many emotions. You know, definitely was a lot going on.
Now, what's not included in that clip is I think Sean Cunningham from KCRA3 asked him that question and asked him like if it was harder or easier, and Sean kind of set it up the same way we did, like comparing the last two seasons. And DeMar said very clearly, no, it was harder. It was harder.
I know.
And I think, now, not to put words in DeMar's mouth, just my read on the situation, I think he's talking strictly basketball. Because there's no way that locker room was anywhere remotely the same, or any of the off-the-court issues were anywhere close to the season before that.
Right. That's what I took it as. Because right away when he said that, I immediately go to, it was an S show times 20? Because that's what he said about last season. But I also took it in a different way when I actually sat down and thought about, I think he's literally just talking about basketball and how hard of a season it was because of the losing, because of the injuries to main stars.
A 16-game losing streak in there.
Right. So that's where I had to like recalculate what he was saying. Now, I don't know if I didn't think I caught Sean. He didn't follow up on any of like the locker room, but I did hear a lot of guys when I went back and looked at exit interviews yesterday giving credit to the locker room for how it held itself together.
Like 5 or 6 different guys said that exact thing. A lot of guys said
that.
Yeah.
So I don't think DeMar was referring to anything except for the basketball part of it.
Yeah, I do think this season in general was better in that, significantly better in that sense, because last season was just, I called it a middle school. Last season, the Kings turned into a middle school. It's just middle school drama and lunch tables.
Yeah.
But I agree with DeMar in the sense that, like this, to me, was the hardest Kings season I've ever experienced. And that included, I mean, I wasn't working in media at the time, but that 17-win season, I remember vividly as a fan.
Yeah.
This season, in my opinion, way more difficult with that, and I think the expectations and the talent played a big part in that.
If it takes a toll on us, the media people covering them, the fans that are going to the games or watching the games, imagine the toll it takes on competitive grown men who do this for a living, who, yes, get paid a lot of money to do it, but in DeMar and Russell Westbrook's defense here, like they played almost all the games.
Yeah.
Like they were barely out.
Yeah.
And so for them to want to like win and that's their first mindset and compete, that alone is exhausting for a player of that type.
Well, let's hear from a couple of the bright spots when we come back. Neat Clifford and Dylan Cardwell, their exit interviews were also yesterday. We did not get to carry them on our show, so we'll hear from the two Kings rookies when we come back before Kayla breaks down the Kings bringing Doug Christie back. Very anxious to hear her thoughts on that. You're listening to Matt and Kayla with Kayla's back from her vacation here on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings primed for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone. where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento Rivercats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your Rivercats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITBFest.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
A little bit of a calm day amongst
Oh no.
the Sacramento Kings.
He just said this, and now we're gonna have some
Boom, breaking news.
storm. Did you guys feel the earthquake last night a little bit?
No.
Yeah.
No, but people texted me saying they felt it.
Really? I didn't feel
felt
it.
it.
I've only felt an earthquake once in my life, and it was
Okay.
here. I was in this building years ago. I was
Okay.
working in the prod studio, the tiny prod studio with no windows, so it's like a cave. It's the
Ooh.
one right next to Kyle, where Kyle's at.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt the shake when I was, but that's the only earthquake I've ever felt or ever experienced.
Yeah.
But we've been getting kick-ass lightning storms and thunderstorms, which
I heard it was wild over the weekend.
I'm all for it. I love rain, lightning, thunder. It's like when it stormed on, I want to say Thursday night or Friday night, one of those nights. It was like storming, and I just went out on my front porch, and I'm not kidding you, I sat out there for just an hour. I love it.
It can be cool if it's not often. So you guys here in Sacramento, I don't know how often. Again, this is my first full year living here full time.
Not a lot.
You guys don't get it a lot. In Nashville, it was like all of winter. And so I was just like, I'm over it. By the way, they also get tornadoes, which I was a part of, at least on 3 different occasions.
Yeah, I ain't about that.
So, like,
No,
I
thanks.
do agree with you, though. Once in a while, a good storm is fun. And it actually, having the rain at night sometimes helps you sleep. But then I'm like, I'm through with it. After a couple of days, I'm like, back to the sun.
See, I am aware that what I said is very California privilege because, like,
No,
I
it's
don't
okay.
feel earthquakes and I like storms because I don't have to deal with tornadoes and
You don't-
scary things that happens
but
over there. But
You're very lucky that you don't.
I would never, ever live in tornado
was-
country unless, like, I had no choice.
It's really scary. The 1 year, real quick, that I experienced the biggest tornado I've ever been a part of. Because again, I started my full-time career in Montgomery, Alabama. So I also experienced tornadoes there. This was the one that literally ripped through all of like the biggest like parts of Nashville, like big parts of Nashville, like heavily populated parts of Nashville, tore all the way through 30 plus miles, just kept going and tore through at least 2 different suburbs of Nashville. And because it was such an emergency, this was in March, we had to drop everything that we were doing in the city. And I'm talking like the sports teams came out. We were out passing water bottles. It was like, that was the coolest thing, was coming together as a community. And we were all just out there and looking at the wreckage.
Yeah.
I can't explain to you how wild that was.
I can't imagine.
But yeah, so you're lucky you don't have that.
Yeah,
kind of
lucky.
stuff.
Obviously, we don't have tornadoes. We don't have hurricanes, and I have a lot of friends in the East Coast that have dealt with hurricanes. And I remember when whatever the most recent hurricane was, I don't remember the name, but it was the one that tore through Tropicana Field in Tampa.
Oh yeah.
And we at ABC 10 at the time, we had sent, because it was such a national story. This hurricane was such a national story. We had sent
people.
someone to go and cover it for us.
Yep.
And it's just like this, our weather person, Carly, and she's now in LA and she's an absolute beast. She's also a huge Oregon Ducks fan. Carly, you don't like her?
Don't like the Ducks.
She's also a LA Angels fan, so she just makes bad choices.
She does.
Yeah, the Ducks are the team you should root for now.
Wank, wank.
Oh, I can't stand the Oregon.
You should see her face. She just got nauseous.
Them and the Fuskies. Ugh.
I know why you call them the Fuskies. And
Yeah,
I'm not
but
gonna ask.
I don't understand the Oregon one. Is it just
Or University
Growing
of Oregon?
up with Oregon is just like, and having them like USC is one thing, University of Spoiled Children, but Oregon is like, they're in the Northwest and they just can get whoever they want because of the Nike money.
They damn near own the West Coast,
It just
though.
became annoying.
Like
you know?
Oregon is big in all of Northern California. Like, and I imagine that seeps up to Washington. But like, Oregon's bigger than USC. Oregon's bigger than UCLA in terms of just, at least recently, in terms of success, obviously football success. Like, Oregon, I think, is a bigger brand than both of the LA schools.
I was just curious.
It has become that, yeah.
Because like the old phrase, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Because like Washington and Oregon are rivals. So like, does Washington State and Oregon like have a kindred friendship?
No, Washington State and Oregon State, until they became Pac-12 rivals now, they've always like been each other's support blankets, right? Because they're the state schools, whatever. Oregon and Washington also hate each other. They hate each other. Washington State, we just don't like Oregon or UW just because they're the ones that get all the attention.
Okay.
You know, we're a state school.
See, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
But anyway, Carly went down to Florida and like just stayed where the storm was and covered it. And I'm like, you're like, these meteorologists and storm chasers, like it's their thing, and God bless them for doing that. I'm like, hell no.
I know.
Hell
but
no.
they look at us and they're like, covering a season like you just did with the Kings?
Yeah, that's true.
Heck no.
That's true. The thing that we get bad here are disasters, as if we can claim them. Our disasters are the wildfires. Like, man, the fire season. I hope you never have to experience a fire season like we've. And in Sacramento, we're usually okay.
Unfortunately, I did in Washington a lot.
Yeah, I remember there was a year where literally the entire sky was orange for probably like a week straight.
I think I remember my brother telling me about that.
That was the Bay Area fires.
It was 2020 because it was during COVID.
The Bay Area fires were terrible. Of course, the LA fires recently were terrible. We had the Camp Fire. We've had some pretty...
That's why it's good to get the rain when you guys do get it, because it's like we might think it's annoying, but it's like it's a good thing in the long run.
But the lightning always makes me nervous. It's like, oh, it's dry. Oh, God. But I love thunder and lightning storms. Anyway, let's get back on track here. I like weather. What do you know? I know what I miss. I'll tell you the one thing I miss about doing TV sports the most is sports was always after weather. So I always knew everything that was happening weather-wise. I always knew, and I could tell everybody. I know nothing now.
Yep, I know
nothing.
I
Everyone's like, Matt, what's the weather tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
Google it.
I had my best, weather people there that I always relied on as well.
Meteorologists are the best. They're the coolest people. They're nerds, and I love them. Like the cool nerds. Meteorologists are cool nerds. All right, let's hear from Nick Clifford. We did not get the chance to hear from him yesterday, and there's not a whole lot from his media availability or his exit interview yesterday. But here's him talking about his welcome to the NBA moment.
There's a couple. Devin Booker, he was a tough cover. Got me in foul trouble a little bit early. I'm used to college where you can put your hands on people a little bit, but, man, he got me out of there quick. I was looking over to the bench ready for a sub. James Harden, same thing. But the moment I feel like was actually in Denver. I got an ISO with Jamal Murray. Me and him, it felt like it was nobody else on the court, just me and him. And I'm playing the best defense of my life. All my family and friends here. I'm from Colorado, so, everybody is there. It got super loud. Like, that was the loudest it had been the whole game. And, man, I played the best defense of my life, and he just hit the tough bucket over me last second. And I was like, yeah, that's unfortunate. He gonna embarrass me like that in front of my family. But that was a cool moment, but it was probably my welcome to NBA moment. Like, nothing I could do about it. Like, dudes was just high level.
I remember that
do too.
Jamal Murray bucket
I do too.
vividly. I knew exactly what he was
playing
talking
well.
about. Yeah, he clamped him, and we're like, okay, Neek, and then bam, Jamal Murray, and then Jamal turned and said something to Neek. I was just like, Neek's probably going, what do you want? Like, come on. What am I supposed to do?
First of all, I love Nick Clifford.
Yeah, he's
you guys
great.
Know this. There's something about him, like the way he carries himself. He's just a great guy to root for, and I love him sharing those moments. How he did feel overwhelmed in some aspects and how he did get whooped in some aspects. Mm-hmm. But to have that moment specifically where he felt like, in his home state, in front of his friends and family, feeling like he was having his way, but it takes one moment to put you back in your place. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that he realizes that too, especially being a rookie, that like, I got a lot of work to do. Mm. And, this is still me being young in the league. Why I do feel like these rookies, particularly these rookies this year, will see growth this summer. Because I think they're all not too big for themselves. Like, they all have been humbled in a way.
Sure.
Having played so much this first season.
Well, good setup by you, Kayla, because here's Neek really quick on what he has to learn to do better next year.
Yeah, being on the ball more, I was able to just read coverages a little better, see how teams. I became more focused over the course of the season. I think more intentional about like when I'm on the bench, like watching what defenses are doing. From the first play of the game, seeing how they're gonna guard the pick and roll, stuff like that. I feel like I became more in tune with over the course of the season, and then. Being on ball more just helped me grow as a player, helped me become, better and quicker with some of my reads. Because the defenses, there's so many athletic and lengthy dudes that it's like you got to be sharp. You got to be really sharp. And I feel like early in the season, I was a little late on some of my reads, and I was getting turnovers. And I was still getting turnovers by the end of the season, but it was, a lot better, just quicker with some of my decision making. So. It's something I got to continue to build off of, but definitely something I feel like I got better at.
That's Nick Clifford from his exit interview yesterday. We'll hear from Dylan Cardwell in the next segment before we get Kayla's thoughts on the Sacramento Kings keeping Doug Christie next season and the offseason that Scott Perry faces. Dare I say Scott Perry owes Doug Christie? We'll explain when we come back. To start the second hour of the show, it's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-934-1870 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-934-1870. That's 800-934-1870. What do you have to lose? Call 800-934-1870. Again, 800-934-1870.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the sound of Jack buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, if you were in the Golden One Center last night at WWE Monday Night Raw, the last Raw before WrestleMania for the second year in a row, by the way. Hey, let me know how it was.
I heard
do you have a good time?
Wasn't good or was?
I heard it was not as. I heard it wasn't great, but I heard it was way better than last year's show. Last year's show right before WrestleMania, I heard was terrible because we were like, "Is The Rock going to show up? Is John Cena going to show up?" And nobody showed up.
Is that because it's right before?
Well,
it's
that
right before the big one.
And then they did like their bigger show was on Friday, so like Friday's SmackDown is probably going to be a bigger show.
Well, y'all need to get then change the date. Sacramento needs more. They need a better showing.
But y'all got to see Oba Femi. Oba Femi's my guy.
I can't wait to do this game because I have no clue what
Femi,
I have
the ruler.
No clue what
Isn't that the guy from Star Wars?
No. The Oba Femi is a beast, and when he walks to the ring, he walks like just this warrior god looking dude, and everyone's chanting Oba.
Oh, you did show me the clip of Oba.
Yeah, it's like Aura
Yeah.
times 10, and then Trick Williams. His
I
entrance is
I
Aura.
like Trick Williams.
Ugh.
His entrance.
So
I like his.
we will. That might be part of the game. It might be based off of entrances.
Okay.
Entrance music. You have to pick the winner.
That's cool.
That might be the game.
All right.
Russ Dog says WWE Raw was trash.
Oh, dang,
that's
Russ
a bummer.
Dog?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I know it's expensive. WWE, man,
Not cheap.
They ain't. They're balling right now, I guess, and they are charging an arm and a leg to just get into the building.
Should
Not for
we,
me.
along with that game we play Friday, also create our own WWE character?
Ooh, like what your wrestler would be? Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Think about that. Think about your wrestling character. I'm terrified of what Kayla Anderson's going to come up with. I'm terrified because I don't know if it's going to be a character as much as it's just going to be you, but turned up a little bit more.
I don't think I would actually need to reinvent myself. They just have to have slaps and makeup on me, maybe put some.
You'd need a wrestling name.
Yeah.
Because your wrestling name is different than your actual real name.
Well, can it say your name at all in it?
Sure.
Oh, okay. We're good.
Some people use their real name. John Cena is really John Cena.
Yeah, no, I know John.
But
John Cena.
A lot of guys are. What?
I don't know.
That's not how his theme goes at all.
That's not.
No, that's not his theme at all.
Yes, it is. I know what I know what the John Cena song is. Goodness.
I think you're just doing the beat.
No, I'm not.
It's very famously dun 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 dun.
Kyle, be careful. Kayla's wrestling character is about to come out if you keep pissing her off.
Man, I'm thinking about going into a side job doing that. I could make some money.
I think you'd be an interesting.
Between
Well,
wrestling.
you would be really good at cutting promos. You know what cutting a promo is in wrestling?
No.
Cutting a promo is when you take the mic and you talk.
Can I swear?
Yeah. And
then I'll be great
WWE's
at
now
it.
on Netflix, so
Perfect.
they're dropping F-bombs and S-bombs left and right now.
Perfect.
They don't care no more.
I
They're
love
not
it.
they're not on actual TV, so they just let it fly.
I would be perfect for that. Now, if I was wrestling, they'd probably have me put on weight, which I don't want to do. So they'd be like, "You're too skinny."
Well, I don't think they'd have you put on weight. I think you need to protect yourself because
I've gone through a lot in my life this skinny anyway.
yeah, but there ain't much padding in a ring. It's just wood.
I could wear elbow pads.
You could.
It could be part of my theme.
The one kid that is riding their bike in the neighborhood that has to wear pads so their parents won't let them out the door.
Exactly.
That's your character.
Uh-huh.
But then she's really evil.
Yeah.
That's your character's name. That one neighbor kid.
Ooh.
We're getting somewhere.
And then my whole thing would be like kicking people in the you know what.
That's your finisher.
Well, I used to do that a lot.
So you want to be a wrestling villain? I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wanna be a villain.
Kayla is 1,000% a heel.
Do they win?
Oh, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Do they win sometimes?
Heels? Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I think sometimes the good
Being
people.
a heel is the hardest thing to do in wrestling. Being a bad guy because you really drive the story. A baby face is a good guy.
Oh.
If you're a baby face, that means everybody loves you.
Okay.
And you're the good guy and everybody's like pretty much rooting for you. Although if you're too much of a baby face, sometimes they're like you're annoying.
Okay.
But
I get what you're saying.
heels are the ones that drive the storylines because you're the one that pisses everybody off. You're the one that has to carry kind of the story.
The one wrestler I knew because she was from Knoxville, Tennessee, is Bianca.
Bianca Belair?
Was she?
She was a baby face.
Okay,
Yeah,
I really
she's
like
phenomenal.
I
though.
like Bianca.
Bianca Belair's a beast.
Ooh,
She's
Killer
awesome.
Kayla. Killa Kayla.
Killa Kayla?
Killa Kayla.
That's
KK, and KK is really my nickname. Whoa, is that why they named me KK at a young age? Because it really
To
meant
be a wrestler?
No,
To be a
it meant Killa Kayla, and I never knew it.
I don't think that was the motivation behind your childhood nickname.
Okay.
I don't, unless they thought you were going to be a murderer.
They called me that in middle school.
They called you KK or Killa Kayla?
KK.
If they called you Killa Kayla in middle school, I'd be concerned.
Well, my personality.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Friday's going to be a fun show. The Friday before WrestleMania.
can't wait.
They call it the Go Home Show. That's what we're going to do.
Let's go.
You're saying wrestling calls it that, or we're calling it that?
No, so wrestling calls it the shows before pay-per-views. Well, they're not even pay-per-views anymore. They're called PLEs, Premier Live Events.
Uh-huh.
The shows before that are called the Go Home Show. Those shows are the final setup to the big show,
actual big one.
right? So typically you'll have a final standoff or like one like big final tension building moment before the breakthrough of the actual match itself. Those are the go home shows. So last night's Raw was considered a go home show. It was the final Monday Night Raw before
And it's in Vegas this year, correct?
WrestleMania's in Vegas.
Got it.
This all seems very complicated.
No, it is, but it's wrestling. I love it. It's all about wrestling's a lot of fun.
I kind of like it.
And you know who's a fan of wrestling?
Who?
Dylan Cardwell.
Oh,
Didn't know this. He was ringside at last night.
Man signing off.
He was on TV.
Oh, cool.
And he had a huge. So we love Dylan. Okay, so he has this Kings purple and silver championship belt with the Kings logo on it, right?
Yeah.
So he goes and holds it up for the camera.
Oh, cool. Uh-oh.
It was upside down.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why does that just seem Dylan-ish to me, though?
Well,
and he can get away with it.
Dylan had
fine.
he had a great time last night. Let's see if I can find.
Was anybody else there with Dylan? Any of the other rookies?
I noticed a couple assistant coaches. I didn't see any other players. Dylan was the only player there.
Do we think people on television were seeing this and they were like, "Wait, who's this guy?"
Well, they put his name on screen, like to say it's Kings forward Dylan Cardwell's here. Blah 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 blah. But let's see if I can find, because I saw it on Instagram, and...
Yeah, usually when they have, like, events that are just bigger events, you're always going to spot some of the players.
So there's Dylan. Oh, well, that doesn't help me. There's Dylan sitting ringside with big smiles on his face. Where's the picture of him holding the belt upside down?
Dylan, would Dylan be a baby face or a
Oh,
villain?
my God, he'd be a baby face.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah,
Dylan can't be a villain.
Dylan
is
villain,
a huge baby face.
Wouldn't that be good?
But his personality, like he's the joy guy. He's always happy all the time.
Yeah.
And this could even work in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
This, like, when he throws his arms up and he says, yeah, give me a ball.
I mean, Dylan already likes to cut promos. He basically does it during the Beam Boys. He just he says the Rock's catchphrase, like, if you smell or can you dig it or whatever he does all the time.
Wait, what? Can you smell or can you dig it?
We can all dig it.
The Rock's is if you smell what the Rock is cooking. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. That was Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Okay, I've kind of heard that before.
Yeah, oh, you've definitely heard it. Trying to find the picture. It's hilarious where he's holding up this King's belt and it's just completely upside down. I'll try and find it for you during the break. But poor Dylan. Dylan's like, hey, and the belt completely upside down. King's logo upside down.
I love it.
Oh, well. Maybe that was a creative choice by Dylan. And everything Dylan does we love because it's just Dylan, right? Well, here is Dylan at his exit interviews yesterday, and he talked about how his game fits into the NBA.
Yeah, definitely just being a force. Really set the tone. It's kind of like my word. Just every time I go on the court, set the tone. Because if you allow it, some people will just step over you. Some people will disrespect you. Some people will take you for granted. And for me, from here on out, I'll just try to set the tone each and every game, each and every practice, and make sure I'm doing my best effort.
I'm reading a comment from Glenn here on the YouTube chat. It's a wrestling comment, but I'll address it really quickly. He says, WWE used to be much more family-oriented. Vince McMahon definitely took it to the dark side. You actually have that mixed, Glenn. Vince McMahon was very family-oriented. He was the one that had the family PG era where they got rid of the Attitude Era and went very
really?
PG for a while, and people got pissed at it. And now Triple H is in charge because Vince McMahon has little oopsies. So Vince is out the picture, and Triple H is in charge, and now WWE's getting very edgy again. They're getting very like we're cussing on the air.
You're a fan of that.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with the PG era. I grew up with Super Cena and kind of that but the WWE prioritized women and kids over men at that time.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
because the merch and everything. Like John Cena was the superhero and all the kids had his stuff, right? That's why they never turned him into a bad guy until the very, very end, because he was this hero to so many kids and Mr. Make-A-Wish that they didn't want to turn him bad.
I get it.
So once Vince was outed, the WWE has kind of changed to be more bad guy oriented.
Bad guy.
But still, Dylan Cardwell would absolutely be a good guy, and here's him on being a good teammate.
Yeah, it's exciting just to hear that your teammates appreciate you. I think growing up, I've always tried to be a great teammate and a great locker room guy. And it's just cool to see that when times are tough, that my character remained the same. We weren't losing, we weren't winning as much. We were not the greatest team, but I just showed up to work every day and really just try to be a great teammate. And it's just cool to see it pay off. I try to be a light every day and be a joy every single day. And there's times I have bad days. Some people just don't see it or whatever, but at the end of the day, I try to put my best foot forward, and it's just great to be a great teammate.
I've already said that this, in my opinion, was the hardest Kings season I've ever been through. Imagine how much worse it would have been without Dylan Cardwell. Like,
That's such a good point.
There were weeks of this season where Dylan was the only thing that we, like, had positives. Like, oh, the Kings lost by 40, but hey, Dylan blocked a shot and was cool.
We were trying to get him on the show for like 2 weeks because we were like, we got to, like, embrace the Dylan Cardwell.
We're still working on it. He says he wants to come on. We're still working on it.
I'd love to have him on the show, but you're exactly right. This sounds cheesy, but it is what it is. He gave like a little bit of light in a honestly dark season 100%. When it comes to winning.
1,000%.
And that was fun. And look, Maxine did it a little bit too throughout the season, and he was really fun to watch and continue to see grow. Even when he had a little bit of that rookie wall, he bounced back.
Yep.
So there were other guys, but Dylan in particular, just with the way he leads and he doesn't care what you think about him. He's going to be unapologetically him, but him is like just this nice, like enthusiastic, energetic guy that brings positivity to the floor.
Yeah, Maxime Reynaud was the best story of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Precious Achiuwa, a very close second.
Achiuwa, great story.
Dylan Cardwell was needed, like just needed this season to remind everybody there's joy in basketball regardless of the circumstance you're in. And I'm talking to myself here because Dylan Cardwell was a needed reminder for me at times during this frustratingly long and dark season.
Didn't Malik Monk in his exit interview bring up Cardwell? Like, what was your... I don't know the specific question.
Yeah,
but
it's like, what was one of the bright spots of this season? He basically said like Dylan
Cardwell.
Yeah.
So I thought that, and coming from Malik Monk, who is does not lie, like will say whatever is on his mind.
Big personality.
Yeah, that means a lot.
I asked Malik a couple of weeks ago. I asked Malik because Russ was not playing, and Max had a good game, and he had a good pick and roll two-man game with Malik that night.
Sure.
So I asked Malik for his perspective on what Max does to make his life easier. And Malik goes, nothing. I make his life easier. That's Malik.
That's great.
So Malik will speak his mind. So if Malik's, and he was, of course, being tongue-in-cheek with Max, but if Malik's saying stuff like, and Malik, of course, is a very bright personality himself. Russell Westbrook famously said this season, I want Dylan Cardwell to completely be himself, and he encouraged Dylan to not be afraid to. By the way, did you see Friday's game against the Warriors that the Kings won? Of course.
I didn't watch it.
So there was a moment in that game where Dylan Cardwell gets wrapped up for a jump ball, right? And he starts barking while holding the ball.
What?
And he's doing that and he's not letting go of the ball.
He did not.
And they're fighting over the ball. The game, it's been called dead.
Who was it with?
I don't remember. It's just some guard on the Warriors.
That's hilarious.
Right? So play is called dead. He refuses to get rid of the ball. He's barking right next to the Warriors bench, just barking. And then the ref comes over and finally takes the ball from them, and that's when he lets go. And he keeps barking, and he's firing up the crowd.
To be kidding me.
So then there's a jump ball, right? Warriors win the jump ball, and I think Al Horford hits a three. Then Draymond Green and Steph Curry start barking at Dylan Cardwell as he runs up the floor. Like Draymond's going full on barking right at him, just being classic Draymond. And then the camera cuts to Russ, who's in street clothes on the other bench, and Russ is dying laughing. Russ is loving it.
This is what I love to see in the NBA. Now we need to see more winning from
I'll show you the video during the break.
I love that kind of stuff.
You need to see the video. It's phenomenal.
Okay, good.
And it was just one of the it was awesome. That game also had Draymond Green was trying to mess with Max. Like he wrapped Max up for a hard foul, and Max starts walking away, and Draymond's following him talking, and Max is like blowing him off. Like I think some lip reader claimed that he said like, get Steph's backpack away from me or something like that, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Funny.
But basically it's like, Draymond, like, who cares? Who are you? And then like Draymond makes contact with him, so he pushes Draymond away, and then Draymond shoves his arm, and then Max immediately turns and like looks at him. Doesn't get in his face, but looks at him. It's like Max wasn't backing down. Dylan Cardwell got that. I was not happy that the Kings won that game, of course, on Friday, because the Jazz had also won. So if they had lost, then they would have had solo, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That game was fun as hell. That was this meaningless.
A good way to go out at home.
Game 81, final home game. Remember, it's the game after the scandal of did Doug Christie try and tank in San Francisco.
I'm sorry. We said from the jump that was BS.
It was dumb.
We said that on the show. It was BS. So I'm glad that got
that game Friday night in the Golden One Center was a blast. It was chippy. It was awesome.
I'll tell you, though, at the end, down the stretch, those young guys really made it fun to be at some of those home games.
And the Kings
they
won.
They really did.
The Kings won the game. The Bean Boys were, of course, like having fun. Dylan Cardwell was having fun after the game. And again, tank-wise, draft lottery-wise, and I'm glad we don't have to care about this anymore.
I know.
But draft lottery-wise, it was like, that might have been better to lose. But I walked out of the building that night going, hey, if we can bottle that energy and have that for the majority of 82 games next season with this group, plus you add a rookie to that and whatever veterans stick around, you give me that next year. I have no idea how many games that team is winning, but I'm invested. Yeah. I had a blast watching Kings Warriors on Friday.
That's how I felt when I watched the New Orleans Pelicans game that night.
Listen, all I'm saying is Kings Warriors in April, it just always hits.
Yeah.
This one was a little less meaningful than Kings Warriors in April was a few years ago, but you wouldn't know it based off how those teams were playing. Draymond was in it. Steph was in it.
Sure.
Of course, the Warriors were gearing up for their play-in game, which they play not tonight. They play tomorrow. But we'll talk about that later on the show. I wish you were there on Friday night.
I know.
It was so much fun.
Because, again, I enjoyed the time that I went that Friday before with the Pelicans, and I felt there was that type of energy given off by the young guys. But to have it be Golden State, clearly there's a little bit more there, at least for Sacramento fans.
So the Kings get that win, win 22 on the season. They have one game left, and in between that win on Friday and the Kings' final game on Sunday in Portland, The Athletic, Sam Amick, reported that the Kings are going to be keeping Doug Christie around. I know, again, you're on vacation mode.
I'm on vacation.
But you see this. What was that first reaction for you when you read that?
Yeah, I immediately saw it from Sam Amick and thought to myself, okay, well, first of all, I'm glad that we have some sort of clarity earlier on that we're not going to be being like, okay, are we going to get a press conference from Doug? Or we get, like, at least it's like the season's over, the season's almost over, and we're getting some sort of a, like, pretty much what seems to be an answer. And I wasn't shocked because we've discussed it on this show recently. And again, you can peg us as like homers because we work for the official station of the Sacramento Kings. That's ridiculous. Honestly, we've talked about it a lot this season.
We've gone back and forth
with it. And we've gone back and forth with it
this
season. And the one thing that we have stuck to, at least on this show, is that we needed to see how the season panned out with the development of the younger guys.
Yep.
And that was really going to solidify if we thought Doug was going to be back or not. And I'm sorry, but from what I saw and what we just described with 2 games that we went to recently, and we saw the youth and the growth of the youth, like that's what my worry was that it would, if they didn't continue to grow and there weren't games being won. I know tankathoners don't like that, but there was games won in the last couple months, especially the last.
They almost went 500 over the last month.
Think about that, though. And I've always stuck true to that. Like, if a coach gets better along with their youth and their scene development, I will be more willing to give you a chance.
Yeah.
Doug did that. And maybe it's not 100% on Doug. Maybe you give some credit to Westbrook and to DeMar, obviously. But when it comes down to it, I heard some of the interviews yesterday with even the vets that said Doug has grown. He's learned some things this season, even with working with us as players. He deserves another chance.
DeMar sung his praises yesterday.
He did. He absolutely did. And I actually was wondering what DeMar would say. I was a little bit like, I wonder what DeMar's going to say.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't want him around next year, or at least some people that I see on social media. For your reasons, you're entitled to your own reasons.
Sure.
I just think he deserves another chance because he has shown growth with what he's been able to work with here in the last couple of months. And that's mostly the youth. And he's made it work. They've won games.
Yeah.
That has also made a lot of people mad. So.
I hashed this out yesterday as someone who was in the anti-winning crowd, and certainly, like, there were plenty of times that I was frustrated with Doug Christie this season, for sure. But
I agree.
If you can ask me, did we see enough basketball-wise to decide whether or not Doug Christie is a good head coach? The answer is no.
Right.
Because I'll stay true with what the issue has been even before Doug Christie got the job as the interim coach over Mike Brown before he was fired. First and foremost, this is a roster construction problem more than it is a coaching problem.
Yes.
And that's where, and we'll probably get into this later on in the show, like, Scott Perry owes it to Doug Christie to put something more cohesive together for him as best as he possibly can. Put together a group that actually fits the pillars. Put together a group that when Doug Christie says, this is our standard, this is our identity, we don't go,
yeah.
We go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because it's clear what the Kings aren't budgeting on are these 6 pillars, budging on are these 6 pillars and the standard of which they want to play. So, okay, put together a roster that actually freaking fits that before you start judging Doug Christie on whether or not how good he is as a coach.
Right.
And my argument was simply this. This is how I knew I am 100% behind the Kings bringing Doug Christie back. Where the Kings are headed, they're headed into a rebuild. The 2 most important things that the Kings need to do, and weaknesses. The 2 things that you can say Doug Christie did the best this season are those 2 things. Yep. So, to me, if the question is Doug Christie the right head coach to continue on this now early stages of a rebuild? The answer is a resounding yes because of those 2 things. Once we get to playoffs and things like that, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about starting a rebuild, and I think Doug's the right guy.
And I'm glad you brought that one point up. I've preached the culture thing since, I don't know, like the All-Star break. I've said, look, I can't believe this team is still like having fun on the sideline or, being able to keep it together. There weren't really any leaks, like in terms of frustration. And usually that does happen, especially in such a taxing season like this one. Like DeMar DeRozan brought it up. It has been. And sometimes mentally that can get to players and then people get frustrated and that gets leaked. That didn't. And I'm sorry, I will give Doug Christie credit for keeping things together. And part of it probably was, building his relationships eventually with those veterans and them having trust in him. I appreciate that. And so you're right, Matt. Looking forward, this is hopefully a new era. Like, we're going to be talking about a lot of new players on this team in the next couple of years. And hopefully it will be Doug Christie and you'll see them grow together. I think that's the one positive thing you can maybe take as a fan is, what if we actually get to see an era where these players and the coach and the GM get to work together and grow together? Isn't that what you want to see as a fan? Yeah. I do. I want to see something like Golden State, where they were able to start building things together and have success because of that. Yeah. It's no guarantee that Doug Christie will see out all of next season. No, there is no guarantee. Never is. The point of this offseason now is ball's back in Scott Perry's court. Yeah. Right? Doug is going to be involved, but Doug now gets to take a little more of a backseat. The basketball is done. Now we get into roster building, construction. Correct. Like, now all attention is on Scott Perry. What Scott Perry needs to do, when we get to training camp next fall, we need to be able to have a pretty firm answer to the question of, did Scott Perry put together a better, more cohesive roster? Better, not necessarily talent-wise, but a more cohesive roster, a better fit roster. Yes, a roster that makes more sense. I don't want to say the word logjam one more freaking time next year. Just remove the excuse for Doug. Right. Like, make it very clear it's truly put up or shut up time. Now you got to build. And building doesn't necessarily mean winning a bunch of basketball games, which I know Doug wants to do, but building means continuing to establish an identity, making, again, you take that Golden State Warriors game from Friday night, game 81, and you make that the standard, because that's the word he likes to use, you make that the status quo for how the Sacramento Kings play next season. Let's say they win 25 games. Doug Christie is still the head coach of the Kings. Like, that's good. And of course, how the rookie, whichever rookie the Kings go out and get, how they continue to develop. We'll take the break. I'm going to show Kayla during the break here, this Dylan Cardwell barking at the Warriors video, because it's just phenomenal. I'm going to show it to her during the break. When we come back, though, sorry to say, Kayla, but this baby's mine. God. Look, I go away and he steals it from me. This baby is mine. I got it by the skin of my teeth. Is that the saying? I don't know. Or by the hairs on my chinny chin, whatever. Yeah. Either way, I barely beat you for that, and I'm off to a terrible start this week. We'll give you our baseball mini seasons update when we come back. Kayla Anderson is back, and we're happy to see her. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings primed for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick, because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Now through May 3rd at Big O Tires. Get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Book your appointment online today. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O dealer for pricing.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
So Kayla has now seen the Dylan Cardwell barking video, and watching it back again, because I watched it like 10 times, I can firmly say, like, that might be, it's probably my number one favorite moment from the season.
It's pretty good.
That moment,
and I'm sad I didn't get to see it
That
live.
game in general was amazing, but that moment in general, and getting, like, Steph got a tech off the bench. Steph never gets techs. He got a tech off the bench. That's how into that game.
He got up and was swinging his towel, and then the towel dropped on the court, and he's scrambling to get it.
Game 81.
That's great.
Game 81, and it's for the team that's going to be 10th in the play-in. Game 81.
Again.
Against a Kings team that's in last place or close to last place in the West, who would benefit from losing that game. They win it, and that game was like it was the playoffs all over again.
Again, it's not like we didn't see any fun basketball down the stretch with these young guys.
There's Dylan with the upside-down belt.
Dylan. He's great.
Shout out.
He's just great.
Shout out.
He's absolute. So from what I took, I heard Max's answer on this.
Mm-hmm.
Max said he was going to spend a majority of the summer here.
Yeah.
Did Cardwell and Neek, did they talk about that at all?
I
was curious as to what
I don't recall
what those
they
guys
did.
will do. So.
Yeah, the only I do remember Max saying he'd stick around. Keegan mentioned that he was going to be sticking around to spend a lot of time with them.
Which would be smart.
Which is good from Keegan. But yeah, that was the only thing I could remember about people saying like what their off-season plans were going to be.
Because Max said something I thought was funny. He goes, because I'm close to my new place, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, did Max get a place in Napa too?
Yeah.
I was laughing because he was like, it's also close to my new place I bought. I was like, oh, where did he purchase a place?
Shout out to Scooter for finding that photo and sending it to me so you
Yeah.
could see Dylan Cardwell with the upside down belt at the WWE Monday Night Raw show at the Golden One Center last night. Dylan was sitting courtside. All right, let's get into our MLB mini seasons. Your boy is a 2-time champion. I beat Kayla Anderson. It came down to run differential last week. We both went 3-2. And I beat you by 1 run. One
freaking run.
You almost got it on that final game when Boston beat the brakes off of, I can't remember who they beat on that final day. Well, hey, the defending champ is off to a pretty stinky start because I did not follow the advice of Kyle Ledbetter.
Okay, wait. Fill me in because I wasn't here.
I chose the Atlanta Braves over the Miami Marlins.
Oh, no.
Yesterday.
So he told you to go fins up.
Well, he told me, don't you pick against the Marlins. And I said, you know what? I will. Don't tell me what to do. I should have listened to him because the Braves got smacked 10-4.
Oh, dang.
Don't use Pitbull against me. I like Pitbull. Don't use Pitbull for my sadness.
Well, then stop picking against the Miami Marlins, baby.
Everybody picks against the Miami Marlins. They're the freaking Marlins. They suck.
Fins up, baby.
Stupid fish.
Well, they'll play again today, but that doesn't matter because you can't pick them.
If the Braves win by like 30 today, I'm pissed.
I think Sandy's pitching today.
Watch.
Oh, well, that's a good chance for the Marlins then. Don't use Pitbull against me. I like Pitbull.
Then stop picking against our fins up, baby.
I will.
As America's #1 Miami Marlins show, and I think we can say that.
More so probably than their own broadcast.
Well, I'm starting with a -6 run differential, my friends.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
And that matters a lot already. You want to know why? Because Kyle Ledbetter picked the Pittsburgh Pirates to beat the Washington Nationals yesterday, and they did 16-5.
Holy freaking smokes.
Paul Skeens finally got run support.
But I didn't pick him. So, Kyle,
even though he didn't need it, Paul Skeens has been yelling for run support for years, and they gave him 16 runs in one game.
Maybe they should spread that out a little.
Kyle, did you already update the overall records on the bottom? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. So I'm now 7-7. Kyle is now 5-9 with the win. Kayla, you chose the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, I was left with scraps.
Over the Boston Red Sox. Your 5 teams, by the way. Kayla's 5 teams were the Twins, the Giants, the Royals, the Guardians, and the Padres. I thought we were nice to you. We gave you a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I picked the Nationals and the Rays and the A's.
All right.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter because you picked the Twins over the Boston Red Sox. And the Twins beat the brakes off of Boston 13-6. So Kyle has a plus 11 run differential right now. Kayla has a plus 7? Yeah, 7? 13? Yeah, 7? God, math.
I don't do math. So
plus 7 run differential right now. And I'm 0-1 with a -4. So here, you guys just take this.
Hey.
I'll just give it to you now.
That's not true. You're 0-1 with a -6.
There's still
It's
going to
even
be a
worse.
lot that happens. Got 4 days to go?
Don't forget, I blew a 2-game lead with 2 days to go.
Well, today I'm going full heel because today I'm taking the Cincinnati Reds over the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
Giants fans, shove it
the Reds
for today. Kayla, your teams are available. You have the Giants. You could face me today if you want.
Ooh.
The Royals, the Guardians, and the Padres are who you have in action today.
Okay, who are you? Okay, so you're taking.
I'm taking the Reds over the Giants. That game's in Cincinnati.
Okay.
So you could take the Giants against the Reds if you want to make it interesting. You also have the Rays, correct? No, Kyle has the Rays.
I don't have the Rays.
You have the Royals, Guardians, and Padres. So the Padres are hosting the Mariners today, so I don't think you're going to do that.
No, I'm not.
The Guardians are not in action? Oh, the Guardians are not playing?
No, they are. They're playing the Cardinals.
Oh, are they? Oh, yes, there they are. They are on the road in St. Louis, so you could pick the Cardinals. And then the Royals are taking on the Tigers in Detroit. Tariq Scooble's not on the mound.
I'm actually going to go with the Guardians over the Cardinals today.
Okay, Kayla's going
go with.
Guardians.
My old Cleveland Indians. Back in the day, covering them.
Back in the day. All right. The Guardians over the Cardinals. That is Kayla's pick. And Kyle, you have available the Dodgers, Nationals, Rays, and the A's. Who are you taking today?
So before I do, this is a crazy stat. So this year, of pitchers that have pitched at least 12 innings, like starters, I think there's only one in baseball that has not allowed an earned run so far this year.
Is that Sandy?
It is not Sandy because they gave him one earned run when they pulled him in the ninth inning.
I think I saw this. I know this.
I think there's one. I couldn't confirm it in time, but I think there's one.
Who is it?
It's Shohei freaking Ohtani.
Of course.
And he has 5 homers already?
Of course.
He just hit a nuke
The
the other
only
night.
pitcher with 12 shutout innings is Shohei Ohtani.
We are, guys,
It's such an
I hate
incredible
the Dodgers.
time.
I hate the Dodgers. We are watching one of the greatest athletes ever, period. And we need to enjoy it while it lasts, especially now that he's pitching again.
I say that to say Shohei's on the mound tonight for the Dodgers, so I will take the Dodgers over the Mets.
There you go.
And the Mets are stinky because the A's.
Oh, the good old Mets.
He might win the Cy Young, coming off of Tommy John surgery in his 30s.
He's going to win the Cy Young, MVP. He's going to win everything. It's just him.
It's truly unbelievable.
Meanwhile, Mike Trout rots away with the Angels, which will have him pick a side.
See, I think me and Kayla are going to fight on that.
Ooh,
I'm ready to battle, baby.
Now I'm very excited.
I'm ready to battle. I've been saying this for a long time.
Now
My
I'm
thoughts on this one.
I'm even more excited for Pick a Side now. It's already one of my favorite segments, but now I can't wait for that. So, again, I have the Reds versus the Giants tonight. Kayla has the Guardians over the Cardinals. Kyle has the Dodgers over the Mets. Kayla and Kyle are both 1-0. I'm 0-1. The run differential, we're just not going to talk about.
Because you picked against... This is revenge for you picking against the Finns.
Stupid fish. Look, no one likes the fish. They're always terrible. They suck. The fish are terrible.
Their unis are awesome.
Dumb.
I mean...
Their unis used to be
great
awesome.
energy.
Silly fish.
Not maybe in the
3,000 fans at the stadium. Yeah.
But doesn't matter when you're playing in Atlanta.
My A's got their butts kicked by Texas yesterday.
Oh, they were on a little bit of a roll, though.
Yeah, they had won 5 straight. And they were tied with Texas for first place.
Also, are the Mets, like, really bad?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is Met. I have so many Mets friends. I don't know why, guys, but those fans, they get what they want because they spend money there. They have good players. The Mets can just never live up to the hype.
The Mets
They just can't.
Mets meltdowns when the A's swept them. Oh, it was just like, I just didn't need salt with my dinner. I just had enough there. Just could open social media and get all the seasoning I needed. So there are mini seasons. That's our mini seasons update.
Very fun.
So I'm holding on to the trophy for dear life right now. Methinks me not going to keep it based off of how this week, this mini season has begun. I'm very excited. We still got so much to get to in today's show. Coming up next, it's pick a side time. So we're going to break a little bit early, Kyle, because we have a lot of pick a side topics to get to, especially with Kayla coming back, because Kayla always brings the heat on pick a side. And there's that one topic specifically when it has to do with Mike Trout and the Angels that I guess you guys are going to get a little heated on, so I can't wait to moderate. It's Pick a Side coming up next. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Reach label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
The Bedroom Collection sale is on at Scandinavian Designs. For a limited time, shop dreamy deals on all bedroom furniture, including beds, dressers, nightstands, and more. This is your chance to splurge on a new piece or upgrade your entire sleep space with a fresh, modern look. Stop by one of our local showrooms or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple. You make it home.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
All right, let me tell you where I missed Kayla Anderson the most. Let's pick a side topics. Kayla always brings something to pick a side topics that just you can't replicate. So when Kayla wasn't there and we're building the rundown, Kyle and I are building the rundown and we're looking for pick a side topics. I'm like, these are all boring.
Right?
Because all the pick a side topics that are fun are based off of whatever the hell Kayla did the night before.
Yeah, pretty much, or the week of.
And I'm already looking at some of the pick a side topics today and I just can't wait. So you know what? Let's dive right into it. Let's get with topic number 1. Kyle Ledbetter, take it away.
Yeah, pick a side, number 1. So 10 years ago yesterday, which we didn't have a pick a side yesterday, the Golden State Warriors were the first team ever to go 73-9 in a regular season. I remember
that end for them. L to the Cavs. Sorry.
I remember that day fondly because they bumped Kobe's final game to ESPN2 because
that is wild.
Because the Warriors were going for the record, and they were happening simultaneously. So since then, in the 10 years since, the closest anyone has tried to come to that record was the Thunder last year, winning 68 games.
Yeah.
I think besides them, the next closest is like 64. So no one's even tried to go for the Warriors record. Do we think that this record will ever be broken again?
I think teams will come close. I think the Thunder being that close with how they're constructed, they're a good team, but they're not like star-laden the same way that Warriors team was. I want to say no. I don't think anyone's ever going to touch that 73-9 record, but I think teams are going to get very close. Somebody will.
I want to quote one of my favorite artists coming off a great performance at Coachella. Never say never.
Yeah.
So, with saying that,
the board doesn't know what to do with it.
you can never say never. When we don't know how, all right, Lord, I'm back, and that's what you're going to do? That's how you're going to treat me?
Listen.
I will fight for forever.
I want to support you in this moment. I don't think I can.
Hey,
you're on your own there.
Good thing I've fought through adversity my whole life. I don't give a crap.
This ain't nothing.
I don't give a crap. No, in all seriousness, though, I kind of think it could be. I don't know why. I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? We don't know where the league's going. We don't know the future of the stars that are going to come into the league.
Right.
The shifting of maybe adding teams and how that might look. So I'm always thinking there could be a moment in terms of records like that.
So thinking about
I know it's very hard, but
thinking about this more, my thought process is there is more and more talent coming to the league
Right.
more than ever. And that would, I think, make this accomplishment harder. Like, to build
Because
not
it's
just
gonna
a
be
super
more talent
team.
around the league.
Right. Like, it's
Yeah.
going to be harder to win.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
That's
I
a
don't.
good countering point.
I don't know if anybody's ever going to get that close. But then again, that Thunder team, not disrespecting them, but that Thunder team to get that close with the names that they had compared to the names that the Warriors had when they won 73 games, like.
But to say it's never going to happen, that's what's hard for me to believe.
I think it'll get close, but I'll stick with the side of I don't think it'll ever be broken, but I think it'll be close. I think teams will flirt with 70.
I don't think it's going to get broken for a long time because I think the reputation of the Warriors losing that finals is going to scare teams off from trying to go after the 73-9 record or go to 74-8 or 75-7 because they burn themselves out in the regular season and then they flame out in the playoffs. I think there's like a stigma.
But they didn't flame. The Warriors didn't flame out. They just got beat by the Cavs in the finals.
Right, but they're a punchline for the rest of time. Even just now, I mentioned the 73-9 season, and you were like, well, how did it end?
Well,
with
yeah,
an L.
Of course, but I don't think that's because they flamed out because of the regular season. I think they just got beat by one of the greatest teams of all time, the Cavs. Like, the Cavs were equally a phenomenal team. The Warriors were just unbelievable. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I think people are scared off a little bit from it. Anyways, pick a side number 2. The San Jose Sharks did not make the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year. I don't know if Matt wrote this question. It just says they are back next year.
They're definitely back, or they're definitely in it next year. Like, they're going to be back in the playoffs next year.
Well, will they make it next year?
I think they will. I mean, I think this was the launch pad year. This was the, pay attention to us. Look what we're doing. Macklin Celebrini's a superstar. Now they're going to go into this offseason. They're going to build off of it. They're going to come back next year, and they're going to be they're going to be a top seed in the playoffs next year. I think the Sharks are going to be really freaking good. The momentum is all completely on their side. They have an Oklahoma City Thunder-esque rise going right now, or I think for sure, I think the Sharks will be one of the best teams in the NHL next season.
I thought of Campio when I put this question in because he, likes to talk Sharks.
Yeah.
And look, we have had a really fun season keeping up with the Sharks and what they've been able to do. And I was saying this, I think they were a little bit ahead of schedule,
yes,
to tell you the honest
big time.
truth.
Yes.
And I think obviously a lot of that had to do with Macklin Celebrini and just how dynamic he's been for the organization and knowing hockey. And once you find that guy and are able to build around a guy like that, like, it's hard to do, and I know Chicago's still trying to do it with Connor Bedard up there. But Macklin is super, super special. They've seemed to figure it out.
Yep.
Like I said, a little, maybe a year early. I think they're definitely in the playoffs next year. I think they could make a pretty good run as well if they stay healthy. But the San Jose Sharks are one of the best brands in the NHL. And they need to be back. Like, they represent the West Coast really well, like in terms of NHL, and I think they're going to be back, and they'll probably be back for a while.
I will say the one thing is that I don't watch a lot of hockey anymore, but the Western Conference is loaded right now.
It is. It's like the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Edmonton who kills it. You've got the Colorado won the championship a few years ago. The Golden Knights won the championship a few years ago. The Dallas seems to always be in the conference championship and lose. So, there's so many good teams right now.
San Jose going to be at the mix next year.
I
Mark
hope
my
so,
words.
man.
Top 3 seed next year, San Jose.
And we said we were going to go to a game. We haven't gone to a game, so we have to go to a game next year. We got a bucket list to do here.
We got to do it.
The Predators.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Number 3.
I'm just going to bow out of this. Actually, I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask it for you, too.
Okay.
Pick a side topic number 3. Mike Trout should have left the Angels to have a chance to win. Kayla.
Yes! Are you kidding me? We're talking about one of the best to play the game of baseball.
Oop.
And honestly, I think about all the years he's played the game. And look, he has dealt with injuries, no doubt about it. By the way, just coming off of a multi-home run game against the Yankees where the Angels lost by a run yesterday. It was an incredible game. But we just go and are reminded how talented the great Mike Trout is. Unfortunately, Mike Trout has wasted away in the second pretty much team in LA, which is the Angels.
Yeah,
and
little brother.
Shohei Ohtani arrived there later than Mike Trout, and he left there earlier than Mike Trout.
Look at him
Mike
now.
Trout has continued look,
Baseball is the one sport that you can try this and it not be guaranteed. Like, look at Bryce Harper's and Manny Machado's and guys like that who have jumped teams and still. Garrett Cole went to the Yankees and they still haven't won since. This is the one sport you can't really do that. Also, baseball has like this rich tradition of guys spending their entire careers with one team and never winning anything. Like, that's kind of baseball's whole thing. Whether it's Ernie Banks or Henry Aaron, like winning one title early in his career and going 2 decades without winning.
The 1920s? We're talking about the 2000s.
We'll keep going. Ken Griffey. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. Your guy spent basically his entire career with the Mariners and never won anything. Ichiro just got a statue and never won anything his entire career. Carl Yastrzemski with the Red Sox never won anything but played 20 years. Like, baseball is the sport that has tons of these guys that have been the best players in the history of the sport.
Mike Trout has been the face of baseball.
He was, yeah.
For years. Now, he isn't right now, and probably not the best marketing guy, but I think even if he would have went to one of these bigger markets, he could have been marketed and helped, the MLB as well, because Anaheim, people just don't give a crap about the Angels. They don't give a crap.
I mean, I would argue with, you brought up Bryce Harper. Like, has Bryce won anything in Philadelphia? No, not
Bryce
necessarily.
Has been in different. Whoa.
Well,
Bryce was with the Nationals.
No, I know. I would argue that Bryce leaving the Nationals and going to the Phillies has been significantly better for his career, despite the fact that he's never won anything with Philly.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think Mike Trout has been perfectly content with making a crap ton of money and living comfortably in Orange County and being the face of the Angels and just doing what he does every year, because I think that's who Mike Trout is as a baseball player.
I know, but it's like, dang, man.
I'm not saying that as an excuse.
Talented.
I think that's what Mike is motivated by. But if Mike wanted to actually
Motivation Mike.
If he actually wanted to
stay
win,
in Anaheim.
he would have gotten the hell out of there a long time ago.
But he loves playing in Anaheim and loves being the face of the Angels. Like, I understand the Angels failed him. Totally fair. There's been plenty of teams across the history of baseball that have failed their superstars. And guess what? Their superstars have statues outside the stadium and are beloved by those franchises and icons of the sport still, even without winning all the time.
And that's why I said, I appreciate he's loyal. I get that. Look, that's the first thing I said when I talked about Mike Trout. However, I just don't understand when, again, I'm not a professional athlete, but mentality-wise, when your mentality is a pro athlete at that level, because he was one of the best to do it in the game, wouldn't you have the itch sometimes to just try to go win?
Yes.
I mean, we're not just talking about the playoffs here. We're talking about they don't freaking win in Anaheim.
Yeah.
They don't win.
No, that's part of it. Baseball is the sport where 6 teams can say their franchise's greatest icon didn't win anything with them.
Right. But the question is, should he have left the Angels to have a chance to win? If Mike Trout wanted to win baseball games, if that was his primary motivation to be a winning player and win a title, then he should have left Anaheim.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that's his primary motivation.
No, I don't either. That's why it's a mind-boggling. They need to write a novel on it.
I think Mike Trout has made all the correct decisions for his career. That's all I'm saying. I think Mike Trout, for what Mike Trout wanted to be and what, being the face of the Angels for the rest of time means to him.
I don't think he came out of the wound saying, I am going to be the face of the Angels, and then that's what my dream is.
He decided at some point early in his career that's what he wanted to be.
I think the lifestyle and the money decided for him, but I get,
Very true.
So, but if he wanted to win, he would have left, and I think everybody knows that. But I don't think I don't think that's just being one of the most, just being one of the highest paid and a long, successful.
It's painful to see.
Baseball player. He's never going to be a star, and he's been passed up, or as big of a star as he could have been. And he's been passed up by a lot of names that arguably are less talented, but actually went places and won. So,
not saying I don't like him or respect him.
I don't think Mike has any problem with that, based off of where he's at this point in his career. We'll take the break. When we come back, it is time for the lunch break, and the question for everybody out there, and we would love to hear your thoughts on this as listeners. Do you feel better about the Sacramento Kings today than when you did to start this past season that just wrapped up? Matt, Kayla, and Kyle will discuss that, hopefully with your calls as well for lunch break. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings primed for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Switchfoot Live. Friday, April 24th, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. With Fuel. And Lit. And Thomas Ian Nicholas. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. One incredible night with Switchfoot, Fuel, and Lit. Together live.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
It is lunch break time here on Sactown Sports. Matt and Kayla. Kayla Anderson back with us after a nice extended weekend vacation down in La La Land. And you missed a lot, although you tried to keep tabs on it as best as you possibly could.
It's hard sometimes, especially when you're like ending the season. It doesn't seem like there's a lot, but then you've got, like you said, the pressers and everything that are going on. But I'll be here tomorrow for maybe, if it's scheduled still, for possibly tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll hear. In theory, we'll hear from Scott Perry and Doug Christie tomorrow. Waiting for confirmation and everything on that. When you left, the season was still going on. Mm-hmm. You came back, the season is now over. In many ways, thank God, right? It's been that kind of season, especially lately, even if the games have been more fun and more entertaining. The exhausting conversation of tanking, not tanking, well, it's all done. Mm-hmm. It's all done. The Kings and Jazz are tied for that fourth lottery spot. We'll get into the specifics of the coin flip and what that means and everything in just a little bit. But Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross, at the very, very beginning of the season, did and Christopher Lott as well, they did their Kings season predictions. And they wrote down, answered a bunch of questions that Jason had prepared, and then they sealed them away in envelopes and did not touch them until today when they
That's kind of fun.
or maybe it was yesterday when they opened them up and revisited their predictions. One of the categories was just write a random prediction. And Dave's was really interesting. Dave said, we will feel better, or we will be feeling better about. Do you feel better than you did coming into this season, where even though expectations were higher certainly than going 22-60, I think a lot of us felt that the team wasn't going to be very good and unsure about the direction of the franchise, where the hell we're going, who these young guys are, if the Kings have any young guys worth being excited about. Now here we are at the end of the season. Where do you fall on that? Do you feel better today than, and of course you have to think about where you were at the beginning of the season, but do you think you should feel, or Kings fans should feel better today about the team compared to Game 1 back in October?
So for me, coming into this market, technically in September, where I started to really fill in on the station and talk Kings, I got the feeling from just the people that I worked with here and just with early listeners that I got to see here on YouTube and over the text and everything, is that people were unsure of what this season was going to be like, because there were some of these guys that were veteran players and we didn't know exactly how they'd work together. And Doug was going to be in his first full season handling all this. And the whole point guard thing, like, that was a question mark. And then Dennis Schroeder was brought in and people are like, okay, well, I don't know if this will work. We'll see if this will work. Like, there was just a lot of uncertainty to start the season. Mm-hmm. And I remember when, I don't know who put out the amount of wins, but I think a lot of us were kind of saying like, oh, that's too less. Like, that's not enough.
Vegas had it at like 34 or 36 or something like that.
And we're like, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. So I think that we wanted it, obviously, to be a more successful season. Of course we did. And we thought it would be maybe in the middle or a little bit below average. Clearly did not end up going that way. And I think, though, being here a whole season now and seeing how we went through a lot of ups and downs, but it kind of ended on an up. And I say that not because they just won an incredible amount of games, but they won more games. You saw the importance of the youth and what they could be for the future. You now know that they're going to get a pretty good draft pick, likely. And now we kind of see a little bit more of a vision of what direction they're going to go in. There's a lot of work that has to be done. And the one thing that makes me a little uneasy is what I call Scott Perry's checklist. It's like hashtag Perry's checklist. Like that, I focus so much on that because every time we talk on the show, it's like we're adding another thing to his checklist. But I've got to think he's well aware of what needs to be done during the summer, and the steps to get there have already probably started to be taken behind the scenes. The optimism seems to be headed in the right direction. It might take a while for it to fully get there, but there's a lot of positives that we're like, if this gets fixed and this gets fixed, we're going to start to see how this team could shape up in the next few years.
There wasn't a lot of hope for the Sacramento Kings, certainly throughout this season. And there wasn't a ton of hope for the Sacramento Kings coming into this season, because I remember the conversation specifically. Now, I was having these conversations on my podcast and on for ABC 10, not here on Sactown Sports, but the conversations, at least for me, coming into this season were very much like, is this going to be a gap year? Like, what is this year going to be? Like, what are you going to make the play-in and then maybe get a 7th or 8th seed and get rinsed in the first round, but at least you get 2 playoff games at home? Like,
what does that mean?
Right, but was that going to be
rebuild?
It?
Yeah.
Like, those were the questions. Like, hey, maybe it'd be entertaining. At least the Kings need to wait out some of these contracts, so they'll make this year as interesting and as competitive as possible, and it'll be just a 1-year thing, and then we'll see where we're at type thing. But in reality, it was a gap year, which is another term for like kind of a lost or wasted season. Now there is hope, and hope is twofold. I think the way the Kings were playing to end this season gives you hope towards there's momentum and they're going in the right direction. Hope that, hey, maybe these young guys, including the 42nd overall pick who were wondering if he's going to be a G League player or not, there's hope that these guys can actually be prominent pieces of a new core of his team going forward. There's hope for these rookies. They've found another undrafted two-way player that turned into a full contract player in Dylan Cardwell, right? So there's hope with the younger guys on this roster. There's hope with, okay, we saw noticeable improvement and there's momentum built into the offseason. But for me, the hope for the Sacramento Kings falls on kind of just one phrase that's going over and over in my mind. That this season was a necessary evil. Like, that's what I'm holding out hope for. I'm hoping that 4 years from now, 3-4 years from now, when the Kings are preparing for their first round playoff series, I'm hoping we'll look back on this year and go, that season needed to happen for us to get here. And not just get here, but stay here. Like, that was the difference between Beam Team and where the Kings are trying to go. They got there and Beam Team won.
Didn't stay.
They need to build sustainable success. And in order to do that, you need to rebuild properly. This season was the undeniable rebuild. If I'm putting it bluntly, like if we're being completely honest with ourselves here, and this involves Vivek Ranadive and Sacramento Kings ownership, this season was, hey, we tried it your way, pal, and it sucked. It was a disaster. Now let Scott Perry do it his way. Stop trying to be all Kings about everything and try and do it cute, and do it by the freaking book. Do it the way that all these other teams do. A proper rebuild, a patient rebuild.
And it sucks as an owner to have to admit that,
yes,
right? Because you're sacrificing butts and seats. You're sacrificing money. But guess what? We all have to go, whether we're a player, an owner, just somebody who talks about them, fans, we all have to sacrifice stuff. Just because you are at the top of the top doesn't mean you have to sacrifice ways you do things to do it the right way. And I agree with you. Sometimes you got to see it like that in front of your eyes, playing out.
I think this season was a gigantic look in the mirror for decision makers in Sacramento. I think Scott Perry, to some extent, had to look in the mirror with the decisions that he made and what the job that he took. I think Doug Christie certainly had to look in the mirror. I think the players certainly had to look in the mirror. Ownership definitely had to look in the mirror and realize we got here because of our decisions. And it's wrong. And we can't do this anymore. This short-sighted play in or bust, let's just try and make the playoffs so we can get extra ticket sales and pay. Like, the Kings have one of the most expensive payrolls in the league for how terrible they were. Bobby Marks projects, Kayla, next season, as of right now, the Kings will have a payroll of $225 million. That's over $20 million more than the luxury tax and $3 million more than the second apron.
Can't have it.
And if you were a second apron team, you're limited on what you can do. You're humongous penalties. That's the position that you're in with this roster that just went 22-60, the second worst record in Sacramento's history.
You have nothing to show for it.
It's like, and you got us there. Your decisions got us there. We ain't doing it that way anymore. I think this entire season hopefully is a necessary evil, but it's also a time to take your medicine or lay in the bed that you made. Like, that's what this season is. And the hope comes from recognizing that, getting through that, not making those mistakes again. And this year was the year that got you the draft pick you needed or developed the young guys enough to start the momentum to, again, 3-4 years from now, we're looking back at this year and going, that was necessary. So that's where my hope falls from. That's why I feel better today than I did at the beginning of the season, because I believe the Kings, the path that they need to take is as blatantly obvious in front of them. They couldn't miss it if they tripped over their own feet.
Right, because what you're saying, Matt, and I know what a lot of fans are saying who still aren't fully convinced that they're doing things moving forward the right way, is you're saying that so many things have done like gone the same way every year. Like, even in the playoff year that they had some success for that short period of time, they were still still operating the same way. And I believe you're saying there's been a lesson learned.
Yes.
It looks like mindset from up top has changed in a little bit of a different direction. And for that, there could be things here now moving forward that are going to work maybe. It's going to take a few years.
Sure.
But the steps are finally being taken to go in a different direction when maybe for so many years it's like a cycle. Like, you're like, okay, here we go again. And now this happens again. And it's the same old thing. And you're never going to get out of your own way that way. And you're never going to build a solid franchise that has sustainable success that way.
You can't fix a problem until you address both what it is and your part in it.
And there's still people that are not fully convinced yet that they're doing that.
I don't blame them.
But I think we're on the same page saying we're starting to realize maybe this is going to happen.
I just think it's undeniable. Like, you can't kid yourself with where the Sacramento Kings are at. Nobody, even the most delusional Kings fan or delusional member of that organization, can't kid themselves and pretend that we were a few injuries away from this being better. Like, nobody with a brain can say, hey, let's just run this back.
Right?
No. Financially, stupid. Playing style-wise, stupid. You cannot run this back. Everybody knows it. The problem is obvious to us all. Like, all of the rug has been pulled. There's no brushing under anything. It's there. Stare at your ugliness in the mirror and fix it. Address it. And that's where I think this season was the ugliness. And now you build upon it. There's only one path you can take, and it's a proper rebuild. Now, you actually have to execute that rebuild, but at least we know that's the route you have to take. Like, you can't deny it anymore.
Right.
So that's hopefully the benefit from the season, in addition to a good lottery pick here.
Yeah. And so for that, I think I don't know if we got some calls to get to, but you're exactly right. I think overall, you feel better about the end of the year and what has happened in the momentum than definitely so many question marks and unknowns to start the season.
I was going to get to Jacob, but he just dropped off. Jacob, if you're listening, call back in. We'd love to hear from you. But let's hear from Dwayne. Our guy Dwayne always has things to say. Kyle, for some reason, my phone is not putting Dwayne on the... Hey, there we go. What up, Dwayne?
Hey, what's up with the homies?
What's up, Dwayne?
Hey, listen, so I got three things. One, that Kings under has been a lock since, like, the All-Star game. Two, I don't know why anybody would have any confidence coming into the season once you saw Perry bring in Westbrook and Schroeder and just clog up that logjam even more, bro. That was a killer right there. And three, unfortunately, the Kings screwed up the tank. So at this point, they better do everything they can to come out of there with Caleb.
We'll see, and ping pong balls will decide whether or not they did screw up the tank or not. Like, at this point, I'm at peace with, would I have done things differently and wish the Kings would have lost more games? Yes. But I'm happy that as of right now, I don't have to think about it anymore. Like, I don't. Now, don't get me wrong, Kayla. If we get to Mother's Day and the Kings get the 6th or 7th pick, then it's going to be hard on Monday, the next day, to not come on the air and go, hey, remember when they beat the Warriors and they didn't have to? Remember when they beat the Pelicans? Remember when they beat the Raptors? Remember this game? Remember that game? Like, well, I hope we don't have to do that. And I've been consistent with that.
I hope so, Don. I
think I just think it would be a very depressing way to spend some time.
Well, I don't want you to have to spend Mother's Day like that with your lovely wife.
I won't make it. If I'm that grumpy on Mother's Day, I might not make it to work on Monday because my wife might kill me.
She might just take the hatchet.
Hatchet?
I watched some movie.
She's a softball player.
I watched some movie. I watched a series over the weekend on HBO Max. Can't say the name of the series. It's probably a little bit too racy for radio. It's called something St. Louis on HBO Max.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Something.
Kayla's mind immediately went to a hatchet, and I'm a little concerned. Another part of Kayla Anderson's wrestling character that we'll hear about on Friday before WrestleMania. But yeah, I think I do feel better about where the Kings are at right now. I feel better based off of how they're playing.
So Dwayne was on our side, or what? I didn't. Really
I don't know.
I know.
That's
I
just
think
Dwayne.
he sound a little bit more like he was.
I think he's pretty negative about how the Kings finished the season.
But he also was saying the start of it was awful.
Yeah, I think Dwayne just thinks the entire thing was awful, which hard to argue with him. But in my the Kings were playing better basketball, significantly better basketball at the end of the season compared to the beginning, and I know it ended up with unnecessary wins. And I've already seen people writing off what they're doing. There's two things that I'm seeing that are frustrating me because it's like, well, what the hell do you want? Because one thing I see is, the only reason the Kings are winning is because they've been playing a bunch of teams that didn't want to win.
I'm not doing that.
That's not true at all. They beat the Pelicans in Sacramento, hard-fought game, and the Pelicans have literally no reason to lose. They don't because they lose their pick. The Golden State Warriors are trying to build momentum going into the play-in tournament, and they were trying to reincorporate Steph Curry and Draymond. And basically, they were calling it like that was their dress rehearsal for the play-in. They didn't want to lose that game.
No.
The Toronto Raptors, when the Kings beat them, when DeMar DeRozan beat them in Toronto, that's an established playoff team. That game mattered to them in terms of playoff seeding. Kings beat them. So we're not doing that. And the other thing we're not doing, and I've been ticked off about this, as someone who screamed on these airwaves for months about give the young guys playing time. They need playing time because they need to figure it out. And how can you expect them to get better without playing time? I'm now seeing all of these comments or takes that undermine Doug Christie that are essentially saying the only reason why Max played as well as he did and Neek got better was simply because Doug just started playing them more. Like, and if that's the approach that you had, because to some extent, I agree, like they got better because they played more. Yes. Of course. But what you're basically saying is coaching doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like Doug Christie deserves a hell of a lot more credit for where Max ended up, and Neek ended up, and Dylan ended up, and Killian Hayes, and Devin Carter. He deserves way more credit than he just decided to put them in the game. If that's your feeling on the situation, then all Eric Spoelstra does is put guys in games. All Greg Popovich ever did is just put guys in games. Tim Duncan was just great because he played.
I think people forget sometimes because we're so negative right now with how things have gone this season, and there's negative thoughts on, Doug as a coach, and again, to each is your own, but we forget all the work that goes behind the scenes and all the film sessions and the practices that Doug is in there with the young guys. And the things that you teach to be prepared for when you're out on the court as a young guy. Yes, of course they're going to get more experience the more they play. Does that necessarily mean they're going to get better? Mm-hmm. No, you've got to have guidance to get better as a player, as a young player, to get to that spot where you get confidence in yourself, where you learn things that you need to learn because you're doing it in practice and doing it in film sessions. Mm-hmm. That's not all just because a player is playing a lot.
Do you remember a little over a month ago when the Kings played the Wizards in Washington, and the Wizards were playing nobody in that game? Mm-hmm. And the young guys played a lot of minutes in that game. That game was the outlier. And I think a lot of people think the young guys playing a lot at the end of the season was like 20 to 30 games of that. It wasn't. Mm-hmm. The vast majority of the games, it was Maxime Reynaud going up against starting centers and holding his own. It was running a two-man game with Russell Westbrook, who, as long as Russ is on the floor, he's playing in the NBA Finals in his mind. Right? That's just who Russ is. Neek Clifford, we just heard from him earlier on the show talking about how he had to take on the challenge of defending Jamal Murray. I watched Devin Carter chase Steph Curry around the Golden One Center on Friday night and do a damn good job of it and frustrate the hell out of Steph at times. I watched Devin Carter get under the skin of Gary Payton the second, too. Man, Gary Payton got tossed in that game. He was hot.
Devin would get under your skin.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Like, these guys didn't just play a bunch of minutes in meaningless games at the end of seasons.
Yeah, try telling them that.
They played meaningful minutes against top-tier NBA talent and held their own. Did they win the majority of those games? No, although they flirted with 500 the final month and a half of the season when they started playing a lot more.
And that's what somebody mentioned yesterday in the exit interviews. And I can't remember I think it was a younger guy, but said that very thing. Like, yeah, we might have not have won all of them, but we were in a lot of these games.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely right. They were.
They were, during that 16-game losing streak, like there was a stretch where the Kings were losing by damn near like 30 every night. And the games were over at the end of the first quarter. Right before the All-Star break, you remember how bad that was?
I absolutely do.
That seems like a distant memory because the Kings
like
were.
Last season.
Now, the Kings did have some blowout losses towards the end of the year. Like they got run off the floor on Easter by the LA Clippers after they beat the Clippers in LA a couple weeks before that. Like, it's night and day difference how they were playing, to the point where it frustrated me.
Yeah.
It's like, stop it!
You're like, stop winning!
Stop winning!
Yeah.
But now that we don't have to worry about the tanking conversation anymore, or at least I can put that fear on hold until Mother's Day. What a happy day.
Get ready.
Now I can just focus on, okay, here's where we're at. We'll see how it plays out. But from a basketball standpoint, the Kings built momentum for themselves going into this offseason.
I think it's really important.
And
I think it's real, and it does not go. You guys, I'm telling you, and it doesn't matter what sport it is. The momentum at the end of a season means so much going into an offseason, especially for youth, especially for a guy like Doug Christie, who is going to be back and learning how to become a better coach.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. I actually really think it's not talked about enough. And I'm not saying they have all the momentum in the world, but I do think they have momentum.
They do.
I really do.
Think about how they went into the All-Star break. That team just looked like, just get us out of here.
Yeah.
Like they were just, let's get, and we all felt the same way. Right. But that team was very much like, just get us out of here.
For sure.
That's not how this season ended. The season ended with the young guys going, let's make the most out of this and start and there was an excitement for this summer based off of how they were playing. And there was an excitement for the California Classic, an excitement for Summer League, an excitement for
by the way, we're
going to
get a draft pick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably going to be pretty decent.
Well, let's hope
we
so.
hope.
Let's hope so. By the way, so in terms of, because I see a lot of people asking about the coin flips and stuff like that. So just so everybody understands, in terms of like coin flip and what this whole thing is about, the Kings and Jazz are tied at the 4th spot. That means they each have the same odds, 11.5% chance at the number 1 overall pick. And they have a 46.5% chance, I believe, something roughly, at being in the top 4. So they both have that same number. It's the same for both of them, no matter what happens with the coin flip.
Okay.
The coin flip, though, will decide who gets that 4th spot and who gets that 5th spot. And where that matters is if the Kings win the coin flip, they have a 79.8% chance of having a top 6 pick.
Got it.
If they lose the coin flip, that number goes down to 65.7%.
Okay.
So they still are a likelihood of being top 6, which in my mind, bare minimum, you have to be top 6. If you fall to 7, I'm not saying you're going to get a bad player, but if the Kings have the 7th or 8th pick on Monday after Mother's Day, I'm not going to be a happy camper here in
I don't think anyone
on
is
this show.
Going to be.
They need a top 6 pick, and a 14% difference is a big difference in that coin flip. So that's why the coin flip matters. But the top odds are the exact same no matter what happens with that coin flip. So it's not like if they lose the coin flip, it's the end of the world, right? So that just a little clarification for everybody. We'll take the break. When we come back, speaking of the draft lottery, I have 2 questions for you guys and questions for you listeners out there. And I'll share it now so you can think about it over the break and come back with your answer. Right now, I will guarantee you, Kayla Anderson, that the Sacramento Kings have the 2nd overall pick.
Okay.
I'll guarantee it right now.
All right.
I need you to tell me the team that you would want to have the number 1 overall pick and why. And I would need you to tell me the team that you least want to have the number 1 overall pick. Right?
Okay.
Well, think about that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings primed for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down at the home. Internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear, well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you.
Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up, mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on, treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
At Big O, our ProTech Plus warranty offers free flat repairs, replacements, and roadside assistance. So tire trouble is no trouble at all. Now through May 5th, get $50 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Hankook, or selected Pirelli brand tires with installation purchase. Plus get an extra $50 in rebates when using your Big O Tires and Service credit card. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We are fortunate in Northern California to have weather that allows us to play golf year-round. On the other hand, that's a lot of time to be exposed to the sun's harmful rays, so just remember to apply the sunscreen. Experts say that SPF 30 blocks 97% of the UVB rays that cause sunburn, and you should apply sunscreen at least every 2 hours. So put it on before you play and reapply at the turn. Apply it evenly and thoroughly. When you use the spray, don't step into the spray because you won't be putting it on evenly. We all tend to get our arms, legs, and face, but make sure you apply to your ears, neck, hands, and scalp, and don't forget the backs of your knees. And make sure you check the expiration date. Experts also say the sunscreen that works is the sunscreen that you actually are going to put on your skin. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITVFest.com.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, my friends, it turns out the draft lottery is indeed rigged. Why? Because I'm rigging it.
Oh!
I am guaranteeing you that the Sacramento Kings get the 2nd overall pick in this upcoming draft.
I didn't get to rig it because I would have rigged it and we got the number 1 overall pick.
I'm doing it for more compelling content.
All right. I get it.
Kayla would be like, the Seattle...
the Supersonics in 20.
Yeah. The Seattle Supersonics get the first round pick for the remainder of time.
There you go.
So the question is simple. Who would you want? Let's start with the who would you want picking number 1 overall for the Kings to pick number 2.
Sure.
And there's a lot of ways to approach this. There's simply like, who would I most rather AJ DeBonsa go to? Or you could approach it, is there a team that I think would not take AJ so he falls to the Kings at 2? There's a lot of ways to approach this. So I open it up to the text line. So shout out to the text line. Feel free to answer this question. If you want to jump in on the phone lines, 916-339-1140, you can do so there.
Okay.
I'd love to hear your answer to this question. The Kings have number 2. You get to choose who has number 1. Who do you most want to have the number 1 pick if the Kings are sitting at 2?
Okay, so you know me, I'm just gonna I can't even talk. I'm gonna rap on here, clearly. Part of this is me just like, when I'm a competitor, what's the best thing for my team?
Mm-hmm.
And part of it is just I'm petty as hell.
I love that.
And that's just me.
I love that.
So mixing both of those, who I would be okay with seeing in the top spot above Sacramento is the Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
And I say this, A, let's just be honest, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
B, they've had problems for a while and can't seem to ever get in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
C, they're in the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
They're a little bit more of a less direct, competitor for the Kings if they want to build moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take them a while, too. Like, yeah, they might have some young talent as well, whatever, but Brooklyn also gets in its way a lot, in its own way a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think out of most of these, I look at Brooklyn, I'm like, okay, I'll be okay with that. Even if it was like an AJ DeBonsa.
Well, Brooklyn's taking AJ, right?
Of course they are.
Because Brooklyn, like the Kings, they need a star, and the biggest swing for a star.
But I just don't see him as real direct competition.
Well, one, it's get him to the Eastern Conference.
Exactly.
If he's going to go anywhere, get him to the Eastern Conference. Brooklyn and the Kings are the two in terms of most deserving / deserving is up for whatever speculation. Most in need of the draft. It's those two teams. They both need stars to turn their franchises around.
And it might take a couple years, right?
So Brooklyn came to mind as well for me because of all the reasons you laid out.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jordy. I think the Nets deserve to have a top pick. So if anyone's going to have the top pick over the Kings, okay, it's Brooklyn. Then I started thinking like, oh, but I really want AJ.
Okay.
Who could move up to one that would not take AJ DeBonsa?
Ooh.
And the only there's two scenarios in my mind. One, they want Darren Peterson and they don't care about the concerns. Or two, they take Cam Boozer for the win now impact.
Oh, I think I know who you're going to say. But maybe not.
I don't know who I'm going to say.
Oh, you don't know who you're going to say.
Like that's the thing I wanted to talk through. Like if Miami jumped up to number one, they're at 13 right now.
Yep.
If Miami jumped up to number one, I think they're taking AJ. If Charlotte jumped up to number one right now, I think they're taking AJ. They're 14th. If the Warriors jump up to number one right now, and I see some people saying they want the Warriors to jump up, but I think people are saying that sarcastically in the sense that because the Warriors would find a way to screw it up.
Oh.
I would hate that. If the Warriors were to jump up, I think they're taking AJ. I'm obviously not in those markets. I just don't know if we're at a point, that any team is taking anybody else except for AJ DeBonsa number one. Well, so the Pacers are what I was thinking about because of the win now impact and Cam Boozer.
That's what I was.
But
I hate the Pacers for what they've done.
Well, they have Zubats at their center position.
Yeah.
And at their 4, they have Pascal Siakam. So I think they'd probably take AJ.
They take AJ too.
So I don't know if there's a scenario where I could pick someone that would pick ahead of the
Memphis?
Kings with the hope. I think Memphis would take AJ. They need a star. They need the biggest swing for a star.
Michael says over Peterson ? Yeah, because I probably think they learned their lesson with maybe. I don't think they want any distractions.
Indiana might take Darren Peterson.
You think?
Scoring to help Tyrese. They don't need the playmaking because Tyrese is the playmaker.
I could see that. By the way, y'all need to stop trolling Tyrese, dude. The guy has shingles. And do you know how bad shingles can get?
No, I've never.
No, y'all. It's nothing to be joking about. He's got a bad case of shingles. He's been taking medication, so he's gained weight. And they're calling him Halliburger.
That's not
Get
funny.
off of him, dude. Those things are, I'm not joking. That stuff is serious. Anyway, back to the scheduled programming.
That's not funny.
No, leave him alone.
Halliburger.
He's such a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
It's awful.
I love Tyrese.
You tried dealing with shingles.
Honestly,
he lost his eyebrow because of it.
It really might be Indiana might be the best chance. It's not going to be Utah because Utah's going to take AJ because AJ's been in Utah.
I think Pacers.
I think Indiana.
And Utah's getting all the pro teams now. I'm done with them. Done with the state.
If you want the best chance at AJ falling to 2, I think it's the Pacers at number 1.
Yeah.
The most deserving team that I could most stomach getting number 1 is the Brooklyn Nets. If the Kings don't get it.
I think that's a good answer.
And either way, they're both in the East at least.
Both
but
are good
I would love to see Indiana lose their pick because it'd be funny.
Yeah.
All right, so now the other part of that
Are you
coin.
ready?
What is the team that you absolutely like?
All right.
If the Kings got number 2, and we're happy they got number 2, we're feeling good. If the Kings get number 2, I'm thrilled. And by the way, One of the things one of the segments I did while you were gone is I put together my Kings draft board after the college basketball season. Did that on Friday, I believe. If the Kings had the number 2 pick and AJ got taken number 1, I'm taking Caleb Wilson number 2.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
I think, dude, Caleb Wilson, by the way, just set his farewell to North Carolina on social yesterday. Caleb has gained a ton of steam for not being a guy who played much the end of the season. I think his brand and his stock has gone up quite significantly.
Well, it seems like you have a pretty prominent answer for this. If the Kings get the number 2 overall pick, who would you least like to see with the number 1 overall? Who would just make you sick? You'd be disgusted to see them at number 1 overall.
Kyle?
I would go...
Oh, you're not doing my drop?
Huh?
Oh.
I had a drop ready. Oh, did he not hear me?
I don't know.
I tried to talk to him. Maybe he was on the phone.
Oh. Kayla had a drop for you to play.
I just had my drop.
Hold on. I'll stall. You get in his ear and we'll set that up again because we're going to nail this. If it were me and I had... If I would not, the team that I would not like to have the number 1 overall pick, if the Sacramento Kings are 2, it's easily Dallas or Golden State.
Ooh.
I think Golden State moving all the way up to get number 1 so that they could either use that to trade for Giannis or all of a sudden the league just says, oh, Steph's on his way out and they need to open the title window one more time. Okay, here's AJ DeBonsa for you. I'd be sick to my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dallas moving up again would just make me, I'd just be angry.
Yeah.
But the Golden State getting the number 1 overall pick would be
that'd be hard for you to stomach. For anybody here to stomach.
I still don't think Kyle heard you. I don't know if the talkback is working.
My talkback must not be working, but I have kept in theme for about 3 months with this. And Utah's getting all the pro teams
was
now.
That one?
I'm done with them. Done with the state. Done with the state. The Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz. The Utah
You
Jazz.
like jazz?
No.
I can't stand the Utah Jazz right now. And Utah's getting all the pro teams now. I'm done with them. Done with the state. Look, they cheated. They were blatant about cheating.
Cheated? You mean tanked?
They tanked. AKA
They're
cheated
cheating?
to get to the top spot. They got Triple J. They made everybody think they were going to maybe compete this year. They have all this talent there. They got Will Hardy. Oh, dreamy Will Hardy. He's going to be a great NBA coach.
What? Is Will Hardy like a heartthrob?
Yeah, he dated like Kristen Cavallari. It's this whole
Wait, you mean the Jay Cutler person?
Yeah. She
Wait,
went
what?
on a date with him. Yeah, he's supposedly a bachelor. I don't know if this is just the entertainment side of things. Anyway, it's part of my bit. They have driven me crazy the past few months. Well, a couple of months.
They're 1,000% taking
I'm
AJ
sorry
too.
Yes, because AJ talked even about I was at the Utah game and he sat front row when the Kings were playing him.
He's been there a ton.
And
BYU.
he loves Utah. La 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 la.
It
would just drive me crazy because also Utah is already kind of ready to compete.
Yes.
And now they're gonna go get the top pick. Get out of here, Utah. Get out of here. Oh, by the way, you're not even Jazz up there. That belongs to New Orleans. You should have just come up with your own mascot, like the Avalanche or something like that.
Utah Thieves.
Yeah. Cheaters.
The Utah Tanks.
Utah Tanks.
That'd be kind of a cool. Think of the tank merch.
Right?
I mean, it'd be cool, but then the league would be like, come on.
Well, I know, but it'd be fun.
I am not happy with Utah.
Weren't people posting
tell.
AI graphics of Zach LaVine as the tank commander this year?
Were they?
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Well, I mean, Zach hadn't played for the last couple months. He was not involved.
Yeah, but they had during the losing streak, they had him as the tank commander, and it was yes, we're leading onward or something.
I saw Slamson in a tank once. Not in real life, like a graphic.
Oh, I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I've not seen the actual Slamson mascot in an actual tank.
Man, this AI is getting real now, huh?
Do you guys, I just don't feel like you have the same passion for
No,
Utah getting the number 1 pick as I do.
No, I hate the idea of Utah getting the number 1 overall pick because they're for sure getting AJ and then they would be fantastic right away.
Right.
But I wouldn't have the same venom that you feel towards them the way that I would feel about if Golden State gets it or Dallas gets it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be furious.
Honestly,
by the way, their chances, just so everybody knows, the chances of the number 1 overall pick for the Golden State Warriors are 2%, and for the Dallas Mavericks are 6.7%. Here's another wrinkle to your Utah Jazz thing, though. The Jazz and Kings have the same odds, but the Jazz get it and the Kings don't get number 1 overall.
See?
And everybody's going to think if you had just lost that game on Friday against the Warriors, you would have had better odds than the Utah Jazz. You might be onto something there because there might be a meltdown just about that alone.
I'm telling you. There's something about them Jazz.
You like jazz?
Jamie Will Hardy.
I missed you. I missed Kayla Anderson on this show. Just such an energy you cannot get anywhere else. And speaking of which, Kayla's 2-minute drill is back. What's happening around the National Football League? Kayla will share it with us coming up next before we will work together as a show to give out our NBA awards. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings primed for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports, 1140.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
A multi-billion-dollar settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you were exposed to weed killers at work or at home, your rights are affected. If you or your family has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, you could receive $6,000 to $165,000 or more. This settlement impacts you even if you're not sick because this blood cancer can take 10 to 15 years to appear. If you stay in the settlement, you give up your right to sue. Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Sorry, voice guy.
Jeez, you're cutting off our voice guy now, huh?
I know. I'm just like I'm just so excited for 2 Minute Drill to be back.
It's back.
It's been a few days. You forgot.
I know.
Have you guys done it since I've been gone?
We did one, and it was literally like one story.
It's
and
hard,
then we ran out of time.
No, this was funny. Okay, so
you
the
ran
day,
out of time because you couldn't get through one.
No,
story.
the day that Chris Watkins was here, the segment right before that, we were talking about Kirk Cousins on the Raiders, which of course Chris Vikings guy, Matt Raiders guy. They just had so much to say that we got to the 2 Minute Drill. And I was like, okay, here's the clip of Kirk Cousins talking about Fernando Mendoza, and we're done.
Yeah, we didn't have time. We just kept it going.
Funny. Well, it's back, y'all.
It's back. 2 Minute Drill.
It's back, and I'm going to start with this. I know a lot of people have been wondering, well, what is going on? Why haven't you guys talked about the whole Diana Russini, Mike Vrabel situation? You guys know that we have had Diana Russini on the show.
Yep.
She has covered the NFL for ESPN and currently The Athletic, or was currently at The Athletic for a while. If you have not seen this, you might be under a rock, but there were some photos that surfaced at a Sedona high-end kind of retreat place, or what would you call it? A high-end hotel, I guess.
Yeah, just a very, very, very
luxury
nice
resort.
Luxury resort. I think initially we thought maybe that was like during the owners' meetings.
That's what I thought initially.
That's also in Arizona, but it came out that it was maybe just them with some friends, but the pictures were just of Mike Vrabel and Diana kind of embracing.
They happened to run into each other at the same hotel.
Yeah.
They were there with different friends.
Exactly.
But not their spouses.
Right. So there's a lot of questions that were coming about. The Athletic originally came out with a statement, said that Diana, they were behind her. She's a great journalist. Well, then a few days later, the internet blew up, and the internet took a life of its own with this story. And
it's a slow time of the year for football.
It's a bad. First of all, we don't know exactly what happened. That's not been proven yet, but it doesn't look great.
Yeah.
So they investigated her. They had put her on. I think they had suspended her.
Like a leave. Yeah.
Right. This is the recent. News right now. So it just was sent to me by my AP colleague in Tennessee. She just wrote about it. And I guess that Diana Russini has resigned from The Athletic. That is less than a week after those photos were published of her and Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel. She actually talked about it in this article, and she pretty much said that she has covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout her career. She went on to say that unfortunately, when it seemed like The Athletic was backing her in the beginning, things have seemed to change. She is not, however, saying that she has done anything wrong. She is pretty much saying she's standing by her story, but she feels like it is a distraction right now for her career and at The Athletic, so she has stepped down from her spot. And her contract was actually up in, I think, June 30th is what she said. But she does not accept the narrative that has been constructed around the recent events. She refuses to lend it any further oxygen or to let it define her career. So,
yeah,
you go with what you want to on this, but it doesn't look great. But it's hard because it's hard for me to think. I don't know Diana extremely well. I know her from covering the Titans and her being there.
She's on our show earlier too.
Yeah, so I don't know where I land with this.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on something like this because I'll be completely honest with you. I don't care, but it's because I have no attachment to anything with the situation. So
Yeah.
to me, this is a TMZ scandal because nothing else is going on. This is something you'd see on Love Island. Like that's what this gives off, those vibes to me. But I'm not saying The Athletic shouldn't care because if you're a credentialed, established
one
journalist,
of their main journalists.
and you're like conflict of interest and like that's journalism 101 and things of that
Right.
nature. So like I personally do not care. My read on this, like on the situation, or if she is resigning, but denying that this is happening.
That's what she's saying.
Either she's not choosing to resign, she's being forced to resign, which might be the case.
Yeah, probably.
Or, like, to me, a resignation is admission of enough guilt to where I have to step away because it's become damaging.
Yeah, I know.
And
I don't
that
know.
just is,
This
that's
business,
weird.
You know this business, though. And Yeah, that's a good question. I think she probably was asked to resign.
Probably.
She wouldn't come out with that kind of statement. I'm not saying I don't know what to think about the situation. Michael, why is Kayla putting out girls' weekend business out there? That's what the report was. I didn't make that. That's not me saying that.
What?
I don't know what he's
like
talking about.
A 2-week-old story
That
or
was
something.
part of the report, Michael. So not anything that I knew. Anyway, so interesting to see how that plays out. Also interesting to see, like, what is Vrabel's, like, what is he, because he's not speaking at voluntary workouts. That's been said that he's not speaking. So, like, what happens to Vrabel? Like, does he get asked about this? It goes both ways.
It does, but from a football standpoint, like, does it matter? And what I mean by that, and I'm going to be careful here because I'm not trying to say like one is worse than the other or anything like that, but one's a journalist and one's a football coach. Yeah. And having a relationship is a lot worse for the journalist than it is the football coach. The football coach will go on, although I think both of them would have some splaining to do in their own personal marriages, but that's none of our business and that's not worth asking a question about. So I don't know if Mike Vrabel should. I mean, he's going to ask questions about it, but does he need to speak on it? I don't know. It's a stupid story, unfortunately.
It's unfortunate, and again, it was a headline that people are curious of. It's not something that's not been talked about.
It's just because there's nothing going on in football right now. It's the worst time for this to happen.
I'm not going to give it any more, life, but that is something we did need to at least get out there because something has been done now. So obviously she has resigned from the Athletic. All right, moving on to maybe a little more lighter topic. How about NFL negotiations? So get this, you guys. It looks like Sunday Night Football could be moved.
What?
So we're talking about Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico.
Where?
NBC, we've had it on there for a while.
Not Carrie Underwood. Where's she going?
Carrie Underwood.
Don't move Carrie.
Her. I guess the NFL is actually pushing early renegotiations. However, there is thoughts that it could go to Netflix or Amazon.
Does that mean we lose Carrie? Because doesn't NBC own like Carrie's like, Sunday night?
Yeah, pretty much. They paid her a lot of money to sing that.
Oh, no, you ain't taking Carrie from us.
Unless Netflix or Amazon pays more, which they very well could.
Who does the Thursday night one? I can feel it.
Oh, Shabuzi.
Oh, is that Shabuzi who does that?
Yes.
They've changed that a couple times.
That one's good, too. Oh, no!
It's weird.
Yeah, they've changed that a couple times.
Carrie's way better. Don't get rid of Carrie.
So, are you guys in favor? Do you like the whole Netflix, Amazon, like, new era of things? It's going to take me a while to get into it there.
Netflix is, like, they've done a significantly better job. Netflix did, I think, a fantastic job, although it was a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
But the streaming, like, opening out of baseball on Netflix was a hit.
Right.
And they do Monday Night Raw now every night on Netflix.
Yep.
So I think it's more prepared to handle this. But, I mean, Sunday Night Football is so synonymous with NBC, and you turn on Channel 3 and Carrie sings at you, and then you watch the primetime game. Like, I don't like change. So I'm personally against it.
Did you know that Sunday Night Football has been the most watched program on cable television for like 8 years in a row?
I would have not known that.
It's the perfect way to end the weekend. It's it's the one primetime game. It does not matter who you root for. You end your evening after dinner.
It is like
with Sunday Night Football.
It is so structured into our everydays or every Sunday.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you watch football, of course, and like it. It is like, okay, Sundays, okay, now turn off the TV or go to bed or change the channel.
You end your weekend with Sunday Night Football and get ready for the Monday night game the next day.
I will say, while I don't like the demise of America and everything being owned by 5 companies, Amazon Prime's broadcast is really good. Okay. And I would welcome them doing more NFL broadcasts.
All right. I like it.
Because they get Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and they do a really, really good job with it.
I can feel it coming
in the air tonight.
Here are the Browns and Titans.
Oh,
for you.
Goodness. How about this one? So JPA has a social media. They're on X. Like, they do a lot of football stuff. And they put a list of one takeaway from every team's offseason.
Okay.
And I'm going to just throw a few out here that, I think are interesting. Obviously, I'll start with the local team. One takeaway, do you agree with this? The San Francisco 49ers, one takeaway. They know their window is closing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spot on.
They know the window is closing, and they've fully committed to the window. They're like, damn it, we're old. We're just going to keep getting old.
It was like, we know we've got to do things in the future, but we know if we bring back these guys that are going to hopefully stay healthy this next year, we bring in an old wide receiver, that maybe we can bring back Trent Williams, renegotiate that. Yeah. Maybe we can give it another go around. Maybe.
We'll get older, but we're still going to make it weird with Trent Williams.
Of course. So, yeah, I thought that was fitting for the Raiders. The one thing that they take away from the offseason, low-key, incredible offseason.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Screw you, Ravens.
See? The Raiders are getting love, and you didn't even know it.
That scares me.
Exactly.
This is where it all goes bad.
Everybody likes it. It's bad.
Let's do, oh, God, this is fun. Cardinals. The Cardinals, this will not be a short rebuild.
You should have just put...
The poor NFC West lowly Cardinals that everybody else in the NFC West gets praised for being one of the best teams, why it's the hardest division, but then we forget low-key that the Cardinals are in the division.
It's just there should just be why.
Exactly.
The Cardinals.
Exactly.
Why?
And then for the Cowboys, Jerry just doesn't understand, man.
I mean, that's every year.
Right.
Okay.
That's just spot on, right?
Just write it in permanent ink for next year's article.
And then for the Patriots, they just can't stay out of drama. And we'll end the 2-minute drill like that.
Don't go to hotels with your friends. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back as a show, myself, Kayla, and Kyle will work together to build our show NBA awards. We'll pick our MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Coach of the Year, and if we have time, we'll do our best to put together our All-NBA First Team, Defensive First Team, and our All-Rookie Team. We're doing it as a show, and that's coming up next to start the final hour. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
With Popeye's new $6 faves menu, you can get this 3-piece chicken, this 3-piece tenders, this chicken sandwich, or these 2 regular sides for just $6 a piece. I know you can't see what I see, but trust me, those bold Louisiana flavors look so good, you might just have to get them all. Now there's an idea.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Now that we're back together as a show, Kayla Anderson back from her vacation, why don't we work together? How about a little team bonding exercise here?
What's that song? Come together
Right now.
You mean like our bosses are doing right now?
Yeah, they're on a retreat somewhere.
So I was like, where do you think they're at? And your first thought was
My gut is
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Okay.
I bet they're in Tahoe. I feels like that's just very company retreat. It's close enough. It's either that or like the Bay, I guess. But why would they go to the Bay?
Right.
Well, they could go to like San Francisco, maybe.
Doesn't retreat though remind you of like it? I went to a lot of camps growing up.
Like summer camp.
Yeah, a ton of.
Yeah, they're all
camps.
camping in the woods somewhere.
I know, but doesn't a retreat sometimes remind you of something like that? Like they're all up doing. Remember the fall like trust falls, and like the obstacle courses.
There is a rope course in like Rockland.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I do kind of like that stuff. It's fun.
Well, maybe that'll be ours. That'll be ours.
Oh, yeah, we do like a show
That'll
retreat.
That'll be our retreat.
Just doing hot yoga the whole time.
Oh, no
there
thanks.
we go. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Oh, hey,
I missed my hot yoga over the weekend.
I will not bond over hot yoga. I will break.
You're gonna do it eventually.
I will. I do have to do it.
Oh, Napa, Michael said. Yeah,
Ooh, Napa's
that's
a good call.
one, Michael.
Yeah, Napa's a
On the
good
YouTube
call.
chat.
Napa might be number 1. Tahoe's number 2.
Good call,
yeah,
Michael.
I think Napa's the right call.
So we're not going to Napa, but
no, we're.
Well, we might go to the Sharks game next year.
I would love that, but
we could do an A's game this year.
We're
make
doing
it
that
more
ourselves.
easy.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing.
Weren't you guys going to go for Mariners A's?
Yeah, we're going Mariners A's.
Oh yeah, on that Monday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The day after our birthdays.
Ooh, it's coming up soon, guys.
Our birthday weekends.
1 year younger.
Let's work together to give out our NBA awards, shall we? So this is not each of our individual awards. We're just, as a show, going to basically come together and talk through who we think deserves the awards and come to a decision ultimately as a show. Some awards are going to be easier than others. So we'll start with the biggest one, most valuable player. If there's a debate, if there's an argument, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
As much as Victor Wembanyama wants to put himself in that conversation, I don't think Victor Wembanyama.
He did a good job at trying to push that narrative.
And got a lot of people talking, and I think that's going to help him in the future.
So do
but
I.
this year, it ain't going to do it.
Yep.
Is there, so between those two, let's see if we're all on the same page as a show. Between those two, who are you leaning, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Nikola Jokic for MVP?
SGA, I think.
SGA. I am also SGA. Kyle, who are you leaning for, Nikola Jokic or SGA for MVP?
SGA. One fun stat that I saw is players that average 30 or more points per game and their teams won 60 plus games are 8 for 8 winning the MVP.
Wow,
yeah. So
interesting.
I think SGA is once again the repeat MVP.
Don't you also give credit to SGA, and it's hard for teams to do back-to-back years in terms of that much success, and especially coming off of a championship. And I know it's been done before, but to be able to be the steady force again for your team who just won a championship, there's an immense amount of pressure on you, right? As the Oklahoma City Thunder have on them this year to win it all again. But again, for the regular season, for the most part, he's been that good.
Yeah. He's been phenomenal.
You have to give
a
lot of credit to that as well.
Yeah, they've been phenomenal. To answer Michael's question in the YouTube chat, yes, we are imposing the 65 games played rule because the league is. I hate it, and it makes all NBA teams a lot harder and stupider.
Yeah.
But yeah,
are we approving Luka's petition?
No, we are not.
No.
I wish we could, but we're not.
Is there anybody else that you would have said could have been in?
That wasn't Luka. I think had a case because of simply how amazing of a scorer he was, and then I think Cade deserved to be part of the conversation before the 65 game rule thing because of the turnaround of the Detroit Pistons, but none of them are at SGA's level. SGA. I know Jaylen Brown wants to put himself in that conversation, but I'm personally not there. As great of a season as he and the Boston Celtics had when no one expected them to.
Yeah.
SGA is the best player.
I think so too.
Wait, Wemby only played 64 games this year too.
No, he just made the cut, I thought. I saw an article saying Wemby had just made the cut.
This rule more than ever this season is making it look tragic. With the names we just listed off, and if this is true about Wemby, he only played 64 games?
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, Kawhi Leonard, and Evan Mobley, Denny Advia all barely qualified by hitting the 65 game threshold.
That's bad.
Yeah, Wemby barely made it. They all barely made it.
What happens if like SGA missed it by one? And then honestly,
Jokic almost missed it by one.
That's what I'm saying.
So this is what's happening right now with Luka. So Luka played 64 because he had the hamstring injury, but he's applying for a special exemption because he missed 2 games for the birth of his daughter. So he's trying to argue that should not count against him towards the 65.
Personally, I completely agree.
I agree.
But I just don't know if the league, because as soon as the league grants him that, then now the Cade Cunningham thing, it's just going to, you just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
So Sean said make the rule 60 games. That should fix it.
Maybe?
No, they shouldn't have it all together.
What was Cade? How many games did Cade play this year? I think Cade played less than 60 because he got the injury, I think. Maybe
But
it was
it's
like
also
60, 61.
It's also not just 65. It's 65 where you play 20 minutes, too. So, like, the game he got hurt doesn't count towards the 65.
Yeah, the 65 game, it didn't work. That's one of the things they're going to address this summer.
That's tough.
But, okay, as a show, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, our MVP.
SGA,
We're in agreement?
Yes, him 1, Jokic 2, Wemby 3.
Perfect.
Cool. Defensive player of the year, I don't think there's any argument. It's Victor Wembanyama.
It's Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama.
There's a genuine case he might win like 8 defensive player of the years in a row.
He could.
Like he might be the best defensive player in the history of the NBA.
I think I think he'll. I mean, he's going to get MVP too.
He's a beast. Yeah, he is a beast. I'll make my case for who I think should be the most improved player. You tell me if anybody else comes to mind. Okay. I think the most improved player this season should be from the Atlanta Hawks.
Is he going to say the same thing as I had?
Alexander Walker?
Yep.
Nikhil Alexander Walker?
Yep.
Yeah, his jump year over year has been sensational. Last year, guys, he was averaging 9.4 points per game, shooting 43% from the field, 38% from three-point range. He was playing 25 minutes a game. Started in 10 of all 80. He played in all 82 games, but only started in 10 of them. Yeah, played an average of 25 minutes a game. This year, he's skyrocketed in his 7th season, by the way. Not like year 1 or to year 2. In his 7th season, he jumped from 9.4 points per game to 20.8.
Yeah, that's huge.
His minutes went up almost just over 8 minutes a game. His percentages were relatively the same, slightly better, 43% to 45% from the field, 38% to 39% from three-point range. It should be 40%. He's at .399. But the volume it doubled.
Yeah.
He took twice as many shots, twice as many threes as he did the year before. He's most improved player, in my opinion.
It's incredible, too. I agree with you, and I'm on the same page as you. It's incredible to think, okay, Jalen Johnson, when you think of Atlanta this year, is who you feel like has elevated them, right? Or took them in a different direction that they weren't able to go in before. And that is 100% true because he has kind of put them on a different path, so much so that they traded Trae.
Yeah, Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Yep.
And now it seems like they're going to be going in a different direction. But you're right. Like, he has been spectacular. He's always been known for his defense, but, like, to up his offense that much this year.
Stupid efficient, too.
It's crazy. He had 9 30-point games. He has career highs, like you had mentioned some of the things. He had career highs in points, rebounds, assists, steals, three-pointers. Like, that is incredible. When you, like, just switch it to a whole different level, I think by far he is the most improved player.
Are you in agreement with that? Because we have some honorable mentions we can go through as well.
Yeah, I would make a case for one other player.
And that is?
That is Jalen Duren on the Pistons.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Well, I think Alexander Walker, because he entered a new role and flourished, probably gets the bump. Duren was asked to increase his shots per game from 7 to 11.5. Stayed at relatively the same efficiency. He was a 65% shooter this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
10.5 rebounds, career high.
He was the second fiddle to Cade, too. Like, Cade had a great year, but Duren was phenomenal.
Duren went from a guy who last summer we were like, could they swap Sabonis for Duren and try and upgrade to now like, Jalen Duren is an all-star center averaging 20 and 10, and he doesn't shoot threes, but he does some of the similar Sabonis stuff. So I'd throw Jalen Duren some love too.
Some other honorable mentions just to include them in the conversation, although I don't think we're picking any of them. Dillon Brooks.
Yep.
Dillon Brooks had a really, really, really good year with the Phoenix Suns, who were not expected to be very good, and Dillon Brooks was a big reason why they were better than expected. Keontae George with the Utah Jazz played really well. Has a great last name.
I do. I do too. Like that last name.
Yeah, very good last name.
The name of my coworker.
You like
jazz?
No.
No, not them, but the name. We like the name. And then is it? I always mispronounce if they call him AJ or Ajay Mitchell, but I'm pretty sure it's
AJ.
AJ Mitchell. Yeah, AJ Mitchell.
No,
it's AJAY, all one word.
Oh, it's not the little thing.
No. No.
Why did I always think it had the little thing?
That's what I thought. Like it would make more sense in my brain if it did.
See, he doesn't count because the Thunder just have like 7 of those.
Yes, but he was really, really good this year and took a really nice jump for them. But I hear what you're saying.
It's not fair. Like the Thunder, they've got him. They've
It's
got
not
Case
fair.
and Wallace.
They're
They've
just
got Aaron
too good.
Wiggins.
I know. They got a whole bunch of people.
They're all the same dude.
Screw you, Sam Presti. All right. Rookie of the year. There's a legitimate debate here.
Okay. I gotta go with Knippel.
You're Con Knippel.
I gotta go with Con.
Why? Over Cooper. Why?
Okay, Cooper. One part about Cooper is I think he could have fully been there for me, but he had the injury. And for me to see the full body of work and how it panned out and how things just got better for Charlotte, like I just think it's hard to debate like he wasn't a huge factor in it. Like, I know there's other pieces to that, but I think he is the difference maker. And to maybe why they even got to where they got to this season was because of the play of him and the efficiency of a guy like that. And I just don't think they would have even gotten to that level unless it wasn't for him.
I 100% agree with you. I think it's Con Knippel, and I'll tell you why. I think Cooper Flagg is the best rookie. But Con Knippel is the rookie of the year because Con Knippel spearheaded the turnaround of the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
They went from one of the worst teams to they were one of the best teams in basketball, and still somehow, shout out to the Eastern Conference for actually being decent, but also it's because the bottom of the league is so bad. This is the first time in history that there are 6 teams, if I'm getting this right, there are 5 teams, that had 60 or more losses. Like the bottom of the league was so bad. So this played a part in it. But like Charlotte had the great second half of the season that they had, and they're in the 9-10 play-in game.
I know.
Like that's crazy.
I know.
But Con Knippel spearheaded that. Con Knippel didn't just break Keegan Murray's 3-point record as a rookie. He shattered it. He was unbelievable. He completely turned around the season for a franchise that has been nothing but losers. And I'm not trying to disrespect LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball was really good too. He's the star of that team. But LaMelo's been on that team for a while and not gotten these kind of results, and Con Knippel got them there.
I was going to say, I kind of even think Con got LaMelo to maybe a different sort of a level.
I would think so.
I'm not going to lie.
I think so.
Because I came into this season, again, I was dissing LaMelo. Like, we had a conversation. I don't know if it was before we started our show or when I was filling in on the Drive Guys, but it was like, would you take LaMelo here? And I was like, hell no. Like, I don't like his basketball, passion. Like, he just doesn't seem interested at all. I think he's changed a little bit this season, and I really do feel like maybe it was getting a guy like Knippel in here is like, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna elevate this team. Join the show, LaMelo.
And let me reiterate, I think Cooper Flagg is the best player in this rookie class.
I get what you're saying.
I think Cooper Flagg is going to have the best career out of all the rookies. But this is the rookie of the year. This year, nobody made more of an impact on their team than Con Knippel did. I see Michael saying, where did it go? He said, Cooper Flagg carried the Mavericks with no Kyrie and then no AD. You're right, he did, but carried them to what? They were bad.
Right.
And that's not his fault, of course. No one's blaming Cooper Flagg for how bad the Dallas Mavericks were. Blame Nico and trading Luka Doncic. Cooper Flagg did what he was supposed to do. But Con Knippel changed the trajectory of the Charlotte Hornets mid-season. Completely flipped it. Complete 180 from terrible as usual to one of the best teams in basketball the second half of the year.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. And put them on more of a stage because of him. Because, I mean, even my nephew, 10-year-old nephew who plays hoops was like, this Con Knippel, he's awesome. Like, it's like drawing the attention of people. Like, he's drawing attention to the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
And North agrees with me. 11th North in the chat says he gave LaMelo a basketball IQ. Honestly, though, I do think he helped LaMelo.
He did.
He
for
really
sure
did.
He for sure did.
And so that just goes to show, again, I get what you're saying about overall Cooper, but like when it comes to what he did for his team and how he elevated an entire like organization just this year, it's hard to argue with Con Knuckle.
I think I saw this stat, but I think Con and LaMelo both led the league in 3-pointers.
I think so.
So like they were the top two. What a great year for Charlotte, man. Hopefully I hope they make it out of the play-in tournament. They deserve to be in the playoffs with the kind of season that they've had in the second half that they had. Are you in agreement with Con, Kyle, or are you
I
Cooper?
am, but I don't want to bring up the nerd stats that would back up what you guys are already saying.
Okay. Well, you want to bring up one real quick just to have it for fun?
Con Knuckle led all rookies in LeBron ranking this year compared to Cooper Flagg, which is, again, I'm just going to hit myself with it.
Nerds. Yep.
Also, should just hit myself with this.
Dork.
That's fine too.
There's nothing wrong with stats.
Yeah.
We love stats.
His offensive WAR was also the highest among rookies.
So this one, I think we're going to be all over the place, and I'm curious where we land. 6th man of the year. So I'll just share with you who mine is. Do not let me steer you in any sort of direction because I don't have like a firm answer on this.
This one's kind of hard.
I think it's very difficult because there's a lot of like good candidates for this. My pick personally is Keldon Johnson of the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I think Keldon Johnson had a good season this year, played all 82 games for San Antonio, knows his role very well off the bench.
He decreased in terms of points per game
Right.
from 2022 and 2023. Like that season,
You're correct.
It's gone down.
He went down.
Yeah.
However, this was the first full season of De'Aaron Fox and Wemby together. Stephon Castle's second year, first full season of Dylan Harper. He went down because the talent across the board of the San Antonio Spurs got better, and Keldon Johnson still played his role, in my opinion, not to perfection necessarily, but coming off the bench, 13 points, 5 rebounds, and almost 2 assists, shot a super efficient 51% from the field, 36% from three-point range. Just a very efficient player on what I believe is one of the deepest, best teams in basketball. We'll see if they can get past OKC or not. But in terms of just regular season, Keldon Johnson, I think there's a lot of good cases to be made. I like the Spurs. I like what they did. I like their turnaround this season, so I'm giving Keldon Johnson that love. Personally.
Yeah, no, and that was my pick too. I agree with you, and obviously the stats you've rattled some of those off, and that's I think he averaged like 23.3 minutes per game with those percentages that you rattled off. Didn't miss a game this season, which is huge. I think sometimes, 6th man of the year, obviously it's not meant to be flashy. It's 6th man of the year. Like they're coming off the bench.
Unless you're Jamal Crawford.
Exactly. But it means something, I think, when you're that good of a team as the Spurs are, that could definitely give the Thunder a run for their money in terms of the playoffs and winning it all.
Sure.
To be able to be, though, that steady force still coming off the bench when you have added talent like that and you could kind of disappear in a way, he didn't. And I know his points went down a little, but he still was an important part of that team to keep that success going there amongst all these other stars that are there. I just think he's the solid choice.
Do you have a name in mind, Kyle?
Yeah, I was going to go Jaime Jaquez.
That's who I was debating with.
One. Yeah,
Jaime Jaquez, it was between Jaime and Keldon for me.
Jaime beats him in all the counting stats, which is not fair because Jaime was closing for the Heat most of the season. He is a bench player, but he was playing 29 minutes a game or something like that for the Heat. So it's those aren't apples to apples, but in a world where Nickeil Alexander-Walker doesn't exist, Jaime Jaquez has a case for most improved player too, because they found a role for him and it works amazing for what the Heat are trying to do. Also, he was 51% from the field, 55% on 2-pointers.
Yeah, that's really good.
He jumped from 8.6 points to 15 points per game.
That's impressive.
The other big one that I think will change Jaime Jaquez's career trajectory is doubled his assist total year over year. That was not what he was doing. But now with him and Dave, he kind of yins and yangs with Davion. He's sometimes facilitating for them. So the strides Jaime, and maybe it's because Jaime sucked last year and now he looks so much better. But Jaime Jaquez has been awesome.
Could we ever imagine? And I'm not trying to say this as degrading, but we've always talked about Nick Clifford and like his role and what it might be in the future. Like, could we imagine him as
a
like
six-man?
a six-man?
I think that's the
'Cause
most ideal
That's
thing.
kind of what I imagine him as, which I think is a compliment.
I think that's the best case scenario for Neek, and I
Yeah.
don't mean that in an insulting
No,
way.
I don't either, by any
think
means.
I don't think Neek Clifford is a starting NBA player
Right.
on a good team. I don't think he ever will be. I think he's going to be a really, really, really good rotation player. I think that's what they're hoping for. He's going to be that Swiss Army knife that can come in at any point and affect the game however you need him to impact the game.
I hadn't considered this until like right now, but like Jaime Jaquez is kind of the career trajectory for Nick Clifford.
In a lot of ways, yes. In a lot of ways.
That's
And again,
honestly,
it's
that's
not
a
a
great
bad
job.
So the reason why I give Keldon Johnson the edge over Jaime Jaquez, even though Jaime's individual numbers are better, is simply because of team performance. Now, then you could,
That
of course,
was kinda mine,
then you
too.
could argue, okay, how much is the team performance Keldon Johnson? How much is it all the names that I listed off that caused him to drop? That's a very fair argument to make. I'm okay with either of them
Same here.
winning. So I don't know if we want to choose one out of the two of them as a show, I would
Should
lean
we say
Keldon.
Jaime Johnson?
Combine them? No, we can't.
You
we can't
guys
fence
both
it.
went Keldon. It should probably be Keldon. Also, I know we're having the debate between them, but also like Naz Reid is still Naz Reid. We're just tired of giving him.
No, screw him. Screw him.
Look at that.
Yeah, because he stole Malik Monk's
he stole
Sixth Man of
Malik
the
Monk's.
Year.
He stole Malik Monk's Sixth Man of the Year
Okay, I
because of
get
his
that.
numbers when he
I
started.
know, I get that. I get the yes.
I'm still mad about it.
Yes.
Malik's still mad about it. We're all still mad about it. He got that award because of the numbers when he started.
That's tough.
Stupid.
That's tough.
But also, he's
really good.
He's the perfect sixth
He's
man.
really good. I love Naz Reid. I actually love Naz Reid. I just hate Naz Reid. You know,
Like he's not going to win the award because people have fatigue of giving him the award, but he probably should win.
Yeah, I love Nas, but I hate Nas. But I love Nas. Play for the Kings.
Did you ever listen to Nas, the rapper?
Little Nas X or whatever his name
Nas.
is?
No, the actual
The
Nas.
original Nas.
Probably.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff.
Coach of the Year. I know where I'm going, but I've influenced a lot, so I want to hear from you guys first.
Charles Lee.
I forgot to do that one.
Oh, you didn't do Coach of the Year? Okay.
Do you want to just pick one?
Who's
so
yours?
Charles Lee.
I'm going Charles Lee from the Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets.
I like that.
However, that team was a 9th seed. They are a 9th seed, but yes, their turnaround was pretty sensational.
Trying to think here.
There's so much. There's Mitch Johnson from the Spurs.
That's my pick.
Bickerstaff. Okay.
Mitch
I was
Johnson
gonna
is my
say, is Joe Mazzulla on that list?
He probably won't get it, but
he should. I mean, he's a good candidate
I think Bickerstaff's a good one. I
JB?
think I would go with JB.
because of
I
what
do.
Detroit did.
I think I'll go with Bickerstaff.
I like JB. Mine was Mitch Johnson because of the turnaround of the San Antonio Spurs,
Yep.
but y'all know I love the Spurs.
100%. But does part of that go with his Mitch just have a plethora of talent?
Well, also, yes, of course.
You know?
Yes, 100%. However, he filled the shoes of arguably the greatest coach of all time in Greg Popovich.
That's a good point.
It's not an easy thing to
It's a
do,
really
and
good point.
they took a big leap.
Yep.
I personally chose Mitch because I felt I have to because again I believe the San Antonio Spurs are going to be the NBA champions this year.
Mhm.
I believe that.
Mhm.
But if I were to give it to anybody not named Mitch Johnson, I'd give it to JB.
Well, because JB also held it together. Like after the collapsed lung situation
Yep.
with Cade Cunningham, he still kind
Detroit's
of
rise has
yeah,
been
they
amazing.
still were able to kind of bookend it.
And they've been at the top of the mountain
I
like
know.
the entire time.
It's been steady Eddie for sure.
I think JB. I think we should give it as a
I
show
think,
to JB.
I think he might get it.
Mitch is my pick personally, but
Which
there's
is
for
not a bad pick.
That's for selfish reasons. But I think it's JB.
And what did Kyle pick?
I'd pick Charles Lee from the Hornets.
The only reason I'm JB over Charles Lee, again, the turnaround of
'cause
the
the
Hornets was
Hornets
sensational.
sucked, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the Hornets were 9th, right?
Yeah.
So, JB.
Specifically, I don't know how much coaching actually does matter in the NBA. I constantly go back and forth on it. I could literally see in real time the coaching job that Charles Lee was doing. Like literally the things they were trying to implement, you could see in real time they started to click. And I give him all the props for that.
Cool. So we have our MVP, SGA, our Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama, Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Most Improved Player, Con Knibble for Rookie of the Year, Keldon Johnson for Sixth Man of the Year, JB Bickerstaff for Coach of the Year. We will do our All NBA First Team as a show, All Defensive First Team, and All Rookie team tomorrow or on another show later on this week when we have time, because we're going to take the break. Guys, the NBA playoffs kind of begin tonight.
That's right.
We got 2 play-in games to look forward to in the East and West. We'll talk about those games and just talk about we're getting some banger first-round playoff matchups already. I'm very excited. Let the playoffs begin. The NBA cannot wait for these to start. We'll preview those before Crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. It's coming up next on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings prime for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
If you're serious about getting better at golf, start with the fit. At Hagen Oaks, everything begins with Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan Player Performance Studio analyzes your swing to match you with the right clubs. Bing's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball for your game. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And with FootJoy's 3D foot scanner, you'll walk the course in shoes that actually fit. From driver to putter and even what's on your feet, Hagen Oaks fits every part of your game. Total Game Fitting, only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with N&S Tractor and Case Construction and Courtyard by Marriott Sacramento Cal Expo. More info at CITBFest.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
A.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
This NBA season was in so many ways a disaster. Not just for the Sacramento Kings, who ended on a very positive note, in my opinion, but for the NBA in general. Scandals galore, one in Portland, one in LA. I guess the Heat were kind of involved with Terry Rozier as well. To the 65-game rule, the tanking conversations. This has been a year that I think Adam Silver was very thankful to see come to an end. I promise you, there's nobody more excited than Adam Silver that these playoffs are beginning. because I think the playoffs are going to, in many ways, make us forget how bad
I hope
this
they
season
do.
was.
I truly do, because it has been no sugarcoating here.
These
It has been a really bad, in terms of like just all the distractions.
Yeah.
It's been a bad season because of that.
It's been brutal.
There's been
more,
some good storylines.
Yeah, of course. But we've talked more about things off the court than on the court with basketball.
And you never want to do that.
Yeah. But now we're getting to on the court because these games are really starting to matter. Beginning tonight with 2 play-in games. We've got the 10-9 game in the East. The Miami Heat at the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Now I'm firmly go Hornets. I want the Hornets to make the playoffs. Their only chances to be the 8th seed, and Hornets Pistons in the first round would be pretty fun. But the Hornets, based off the season that they had, no disrespect to the Heat, the Hornets are the better story.
Yeah,
I want to see them win tonight.
Team right now.
And the winner of tonight's game then will face the loser of the Magic versus 76ers for the 7th in the 7-8 game for the 8th seed.
Okay.
And dare I say, like,
Orlando Magic.
between the Magic, Sixers, Hornets, and Heat, I mean, I'm most interested in the Hornets, period.
Same here. But there's a little nostalgia with like Orlando and like Charlotte, and it's like just some old, like, I'm just picturing like the old school.
The old regime?
Yeah.
Like the Penny Hardaway days.
Exactly. That's where
Young
my
Shaq.
mind goes. Exactly. Yeah.
Did you guys hear Jason Ross's reason for why he doesn't want the Hornets to go in the playoffs?
No.
Because currently the Hornets have an 11-year playoff drought.
Oh, he
and
wants-
so they're the best chance to break the Kings record for longest playoff drought.
That's a very negative Jason Ross take, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, he wants the Hornets to be the team that or this was as of earlier in the year. He wants the Hornets to be the team to break the Kings playoff
I think
drought.
I would have saw that coming from Jason
From J. Ross? Right. That does not seem, that's very
No,
Carmichael
Dave.
That's
Yeah.
very Dave.
So much so. Yeah. I'm with you, though. I think the Charlotte Hornets right now, I think it'd be good for the NBA. Like, you got to ride sometimes the momentum of some of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about, hopefully getting positive distraction in the finals or in the playoffs. Charlotte's one of those teams that people are slowly starting to be like, they're kind of fun. By the way,
They're very
high
flashy.
volume of threes.
Yep, very
people
flashy.
love to watch that. So I think it would be smart. And then obviously the rookie Concanipple. So
LaMelo's is he's compelling, if nothing else.
I love how Draymond is in a kitchen that doesn't look like it's ever been touched. Like, that kitchen looks like he's on NBA Today. And he's in this kitchen.
They might be on the road. He's got to be on the road.
Oh, you think? Well, that's a nice kitchen on the road.
Yeah, because they're in L.A.
Damn. What are they in, like a
He's in
penthouse?
a suite. He's in a suite or a penthouse somewhere.
Wow.
Or that's just a fake background.
I don't think so. It's like, it's very sterile, though. Very sterile.
It's an interesting looking kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Draymond, do your thing. The Warriors do not play tonight. They will play tomorrow. In the West, we have the 8th seed Blazers taking on the 7th seed Suns. This will be a fun game. I think the Suns should win this game. But yeah, an interesting game there. And whoever loses that game will then host the winner of Warriors versus Clippers for the 8th seed later on in the week. The winner of tonight's game will take on the San Antonio Spurs in the first round. So between the Blazers and the Suns, neither of them I don't think are getting past San Antonio, of course. But I think, in my mind, Suns would be far more fun and compelling.
I'm going for the Suns on this one.
Yeah, I guess I'm reluctantly rooting for Phoenix.
I'm rooting for the Blazers for selfish reasons because at the beginning of the season, I predicted the Blazers would make the playoffs and the Raptors would be a top 5 seed in the East or top 6.
You're 1 for 2.
You're getting close here.
All I need is the Blazers to get in the playoffs and I will be right.
But how funny is it we're talking about Phoenix right now, considering the fact to start the year, I'm sorry, I was one of them. I'm part of this. I was completely dogging
on the Phoenix?
Suns.
Yeah.
I was like,
Big
it's
time.
a joke. Their ownership's a joke.
Trading
like,
KD.
Yeah, trading KD. Like, all the stuff. I was just piling it on them.
Yep.
And then they go and they're the one that kind of, between the Kings and Suns, they're the ones that kind of showed they had a little bit more.
They both had 34.5 wins as their preseason total.
Yep.
And it did not go that way for both teams.
We have some playoff matchups that are like we need them. Like, NBA basketball gods, please give them to us. One of those is a Western Conference Finals between the Thunder and Spurs. I want to see those two teams play in a best-of-7 series based off of how the regular season has gone. But we are getting one of them already to start the playoffs. 3rd seed Nuggets versus 6th seed Timberwolves. Sign me.
That's a good one. That's some big names.
Rivalry renewed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only way we can get Nuggets Thunder is if it's in the Western Conference Finals too, which is very disappointing because I would have loved to have seen Nuggets versus Timberwolves, Nuggets beat Timberwolves, then Nuggets take on the Thunder, Thunder beat the Nuggets, and then Thunder get the Spurs. That would have been the perfect 3 banger series in a row through the Western Conference.
You know it ain't happening like that.
Well, it can't.
Yeah.
It's either going to be Nuggets or Spurs or Timberwolves.
I mean,
guess.
Nuggets Spurs would be an awesome series too.
I think so too. I think the Nuggets are playing some good.
We're probably going to get Nuggets
good
Spurs.
hoops. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely Wemby versus Jokic would be pretty
that'd
sick.
be fun.
De'Aaron versus Jamal Murray.
Well, how about my guy?
Stephon?
AG.
Oh, Aaron Gordon. Your guy.
Richie's guy, apparently.
Will Hardy. That's you for AG. Ooh, Aaron Gordon.
Call me.
On the east side of the bracket, I'm not too thrilled with the first round matchups. Knicks versus Hawks. I'm obviously go Knicks because go Mike Brown. I think the Hawks are a fine team, but if the Knicks have problems with the Hawks, I'll be very worried.
I'm curious about the Knicks. I truly am.
In what way?
I'm like,
they're championship or bust.
They are, and it's just there's so much freaking pressure.
Yeah.
On any coach that takes over for the Knicks.
Yeah.
But now Mike Brown is the latest to. But it's like, will these guys will Cat step up his game?
He's the big question mark.
I mean, that's to me what can he do?
Jalen Brunson,
how
we
do
know
you
is
elevate?
gonna.
Well, we know Brunson.
As
right?
long as he stays healthy, he's gonna be fine.
But it can't just be Brunson, man.
Right.
We got to see it from all these guys if they're going to make a run.
The only thing I'm rooting for in this series is for Knicks fans to chant bleep Trae Young at MSG, even though Trae Young does not play for the Hawks anymore. I want them to still do the bleep Trae Young chants.
Hawks fans would join in, I think.
God. They probably would.
So Knicks versus Hawks, that's the 3 versus 6. And then you have the 4 versus 5, Cavaliers versus Raptors. The only reason there's 2 reasons I care about this series.
Cavs and Raptors?
Cavs, Raptors, 4-5.
Okay.
Reason number 1, Keon Ellis in the playoffs. That's why I'm interested to see that.
The Cavs' perspective.
Reason number 2, if the Raptors suck because their center position sucks. Hey, Scott, what about Domantas Sabonis? Hey, can we revisit that during the summertime? So I want the Cavs to win.
Okay.
I want Jakob Poeltl to be terrible.
I like it.
I want them to get killed, the Raptors to get killed because of their center play. And I want those Domantas Sabonis conversations to reignite with a little more desperation from Toronto in the summertime.
Yeah.
And go Keon. I'm rooting for Keon.
Yeah, that could. How about Schroeds?
Go Keon.
No Dennis Schroeder love.
No.
It's too bad that the NBA TV series don't exist anymore for the playoffs because of the new TV deal, because this entire series would have been on NBA TV.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, just no TV ratings, nobody cares, just get it over with.
The matchups that we want, I mean, if the Celtics and Knicks handle business, we'll get Celtics-Knicks in the second round.
Yep, which would
That'll
be cool.
Very, very interesting. Pistons-Cavs would be pretty good in the next round.
I actually think that's you talk about some gritty cities, baby, going head to head.
Yeah.
Detroit and Cleveland. Woo-wee.
Yeah, the number 1 series that we want in the East is probably Knicks-Celtics, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest series that we want, and that could be the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I think the playoffs, like you said, I think
the playoffs are
going to
be great.
They better not let us down.
Well,
we need some distraction.
Adam Silver is praying,
crossing his fingers,
that these playoffs are good, and I think they will be. We'll take the break. When we come back, you know what's good? Crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. It always goes well, and they join us next before taking over. It's The Drive Guys and Matt and Kayla coming up on Sactown Sports.
Despite speculation about a potential coaching change, the Sacramento Kings are bringing back head coach Doug Christie for another season. With promising young talent and an upcoming lottery pick, are the Kings prime for a bounce-back year in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
A's fans, the 2026 season is here, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season, packed with theme days, giveaways, and fireworks nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Spring is here, and warmer days are right around the corner. Before the heat hits, call Brower Mechanical. Right now, when you purchase a new high-efficiency AC system, you can choose a water heater or a whole house fan for just $1, or get your AC professionally tuned up for just $89. Don't wait until your system breaks down during the heat. Brower Mechanical, where quality meets comfort. 916-352-3113. Residential and commercial HVAC sales and service. License number 108-1055.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby insight and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Is Alvin on some sort of
I'm telling you,
energy drink?
this is what he was yesterday. Season's over and he's just vibing.
Is on a whole nother level.
He's brewing the coffee too strong.
Is he drumming the microphone?
That or he's his
Whitey,
arm
I'm
itches.
sorry.
No, this is 2 days in a row. He comes in a little fired up.
How's he at
There's
4?
a spider on over-caffeinated.
How is he at 4 p.m.?
What'd you say? That is not true. That is not true. This is 4 hours, baby.
Yeah, baby. All summer.
I love his air drums. Like,
I know.
no one plays.
Yeah, he plays the world's smallest
Why
drum
are you
set.
like this?
If a T-Rex played the drums, it'd sound stuff. That's also a different song.
No, it's not.
Oh my God.
Oh man, how's everyone doing?
We're all back together.
Yeah.
back.
It feels so good. Kayla's back from the LA trip. LA slay.
So we started
killed it.
we started the show. Kayla hadn't seen the Ichiro statue
No,
debacle.
I didn't.
Oh,
She
the
missed
bat,
it.
the broken
I
bat.
thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great.
I thought they handled it well. Griffey's laughing. Ichiro's like, blanket. It is what it is.
Did they actually give out broken bats?
No.
Okay, that was just
they broke
was
one of them
social
just for a
media,
bit.
which I thought was really fun
Yes.
Al, why do you watch this? What do you guys think Cal Raleigh's statue's
too.
going to
All
look
right.
like?
I think it's going to be beautiful and
now all it's going to be is a big dump.
yeah,
Like on his on his rump.
I think it's going to be beautiful.
Gigantic peach.
Don't even.
It's going to be amazing.
Mechanical. It'll be like this,
You know
and you got
what?
to shake its hand, and it goes, nope.
That's right.
So now I know what's going on. I'm not even mad at you guys anymore. I'm going to start turning on my co-host,
Instigator.
who is instigating.
That's right.
This entire dumper call situation, conversation,
Yeah,
hate.
that's right. We would never do that.
You would never do that.
144 batting average, by the way.
This is your show, by
All
the
right,
way.
Kyle.
Whitey and I, we're here to support.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I should have
He's right.
never, ever thought it was you guys.
You should know us by now. You know what it is. Come on.
It's Matt. He's the problem.
It's Matt.
It's me.
Yeah.
Hi.
He's the problem. It's you.
You have learned well, young Padawan.
Have you heard? Did you hear about what happened in Los Angeles? That was the story of crosstalk for Kayla. Did you guys hear crosstalk this morning?
I did hear. Yeah, I heard some of that. Yeah.
You heard the news. Do you want? Would you
I
like
did
to?
not.
Did you see him? What his reaction was?
No, I was only listening. I wasn't
Pure
watching.
laughter.
Oh, I broke. I was a mess.
They asked me how was the trip. I said it was good, but the vibes were kind of down. And Dave asked why. I was like, well, she was getting a dog. And he goes, oh, well, what happened? Like he was thinking, well, maybe the dog pooped or maybe the dog.
She's gonna adopt a dog right before the
Right.
weekend trip, right?
And I said, well, the dog died.
And then everyone.
Your friend's dog?
Yeah. She was going to go get a dog. We were all going to go get the dog on Saturday.
In L.A.
Yes.
Your friend lives in L.A.
Yes.
and was going to get the dog.
Saturday. And on her birthday, the day before we got there, she found out the dog died.
It was a puppy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It got
And this
that
was
disease.
hilarity ensued this morning when they.
And then
Because it came out of nowhere.
Him and Dave got up their seats and left.
Yeah, we had to walk out for a minute.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I know,
Had nothing to do with her.
I'm saying today. Your friend's future dog died.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're yucking it up.
And they just hysterically laughed.
They're doing a conga line
Past.
at your expense.
Not future, past.
You deserve
Ridiculous.
better.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what's
I
happening?
think you guys would have come out with the "In the Arms."
Yeah.
of
I did
an
that.
Angel."
I sung that to end the show.
I didn't know.
Oh.
You were
I didn't hear it.
He was
I
laughing
was too busy
too
laughing.
much.
Sorry, it caught me. It caught David.
He
I
does
completely.
not deal with
No.
death well.
Oh.
It's come up 2 times on the show.
No, things.
Oh,
things,
twice.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
One
defense
was with
mechanism.
some
You
Georgia
know?
drive, the Georgia players who
Yep. I'm.
don't know how to drive correctly.
Yeah.
That was the other one.
How do you get out of this one?
Here's where an experienced hand will drive the wheel. And, next thing you know, we'll be someplace else.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What do you guys have coming up on the show today?
We'll probably talk at least a little bit about the team whose hat you're wearing, Matt.
Oh.
Bold fashion choice today.
What's wrong?
The A's.
Woo! They're still 8-8. It's 500.
Came
Are you
home,
okay?
Capacity crowd.
Okay, hold on. So you're
Was
going to be
not
hyping
there.
up the A's, and you're going to turn on them after one loss to the Texas
Yeah,
Rangers?
you can't turn on them after one loss to the Texas Rangers.
It was a bad loss.
Yeah, it was a bad loss, though. It was a bad loss.
After sweeping the Mets and going 5-1 in New York, I
Yeah,
think that outweighs one loss to the Rangers.
I definitely think that it does outweigh one loss to the Rangers.
I'm sorry. Are the A's a top 5 brand?
It's possible for sure. It definitely is.
How are the Giants doing?
Alan the Mirror over there. You notice? Whatever you say,
He
you
is.
just,
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, no, whatever you say, I am going to say.
At least the Giants can put 70% of their ballpark filled.
That is true. I mean, the Giants do fill their ballpark.
That is very true.
But it was not ideal circumstances last night at Sutter Health.
No.
A big crowd.
Yeah. I mean, numbers are what are numbers, right?
Right.
Some people
We
get
could
up.
just become a thing where if we posted things like of of attendances that it was like this end of the world thing.
Well, it was a big story last year.
It was a big story last year.
Well, I know that, but I'm not just saying King.
It was every day last year. It's just like, what is the attendance? What is the attendance?
To be fair, I have not seen one attendance gate picture besides the home opener. I haven't seen anything since. And this is their only time back since.
Well, they only had one series.
3 games.
But look, you guys, it's not going to
But I'm
be-
saying only the first day I saw anything.
It's still like the start of the year.
Mhm.
It's still, it's a weekday.
It is.
Baseball, there's a lot of games. Like a
There are.
lot of these parks, they're not filling up every night.
none of these parks fill
Not
up.
filling. Not this time of year.
The
no.
only difference
especially
is
not
it's
this time of year.
10,000 seat.
Is this a bit,
What is what?
Alan?
What's up?
Is this a bit?
What bit? I don't know.
Can't believe I missed drum set Alan.
Little tiny drums.
I like drum set Alan better than agreeing with everything you say, Alan.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and by the way, I heard your guys' conversation yesterday about Rory McIlroy. By the way, congrats, Rory.
Rory.
Congrats. And somebody had said, a media member, I can't remember the name that you were
It was
mentioning.
Bonte.
Yeah, said that a lot of people didn't like Rory.
Yeah, it was super surprising.
The only thing that I can think of, guys, is when Liv and the PGA Tour split.
Mhm.
And there were some people that were like not on Rory's side and on like the other side. And
Right.
Rory took a really like solid ground on keeping the PGA what it was and
Right.
having some.
See, I thought it went back to when he broke up with his fiance via text.
Oh, Carolyn Wozniacki.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Maybe.
the Ryder Cup stuff.
Yeah, but the Liv thing, Rory was kind of on. I think a lot of people agreed with Rory. I know some people didn't.
Yeah.
But that was when Liv was, the icky
Yeah.
side.
And there were some people there that were like, oh, just go take the money. Why would you get mad at
Right.
I'm like, I was on Rory's side, but
Yeah.
Live and let live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think if there was a list of hated golfers, I'm not sure that Rory's in the top
No.
3.
Mm-mm.
Maybe top 5 just because he's a big name, but I don't even think he's in the top 3.
Yeah,
So
I've
I
always
was a
liked
bit
Rory.
surprised when I saw that, because I got friends that are real deal golfers and golf fans, and they ride with Rory.
Well, with the back-to-back wins, though, he entered
That's
some
huge,
super
dude.
elite company too,
Yeah.
and that people might have the same
Yeah.
issue with that in the sense of Bam Adebayo breaking Kobe's
No.
But
Rory's the phenom.
No, but what I mean by that specifically is when somebody who gets into this elite category, it's also a good example is Nikola Jokic 3-peat as MVP. Nobody
Right.
wanted to do that because he would have joined this elite company, and people were. That's the reason why Joel Embiid.
Sure, I think Rory is part of the elitist. I think maybe
I
like
agree.
maybe remember Bubba Watson. I think maybe Bubba Watson,
yeah.
lefty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
God
was
love
fun
him.
though when he was good.
I
Yeah.
agree, Rory is, but I think some people have issues with anybody getting into that immortalized category.
Yeah.
Of
I think
back-to-back
golf
wins.
No, I hear you on that.
I think golf needed him to be this for a while, and he
Yeah.
had been in that slump for so long.
And the roller coaster
Yeah.
that he's on is just
so this
it's
is
exciting.
good to see a revived Rory.
For sure.
# revived Rory.
Yeah.
And obviously
I like
you
that.
still have Scheffler. Thank you.
Good one.
Yeah. I'm on my game.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
She's back from LA and she's
Oh, yeah.
feeling okay.
Uh-huh.
Come on. That thing on, Matt?
Yep.
We're signing off, Drummond.
Yeah, you got to slow it down on this one. See? You got the rhythm.
It's good. It's good.
All right.
Real guitar
Stick
hero star
Styles.
over there.
Yeah, Stick Styles over there. What up, Sticks?
Yeah, that was my name in middle school.
Oh, mine was for a different reason because I had spider legs.
Yep. I did hear about that.
Stop agreeing with everything.
Now, bullies.
Don't agree with her spider legs. Anyway, Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles are coming up next. Have fun with this guy agreeing with you all day. Kayla and I will be back.
It will not last.
Immediately just bails on the bit. Kayla and I will be back at 10